is the best way to start the broadcast today, because everything the globalists are doing is sabotaging the human body, the human cells, the human mind, the human soul. Textbook down the line, the most vicious, most devastating attacks they can carry out that they can get away with, they do. There's never too big of a frontal attack to get us awake on our hind legs, ready to fight. We have to find our spirit and awaken it and not lay down to these people. And that's why they hate this broadcast, because we are awake. You want to put something on my tombstone? Awake! I am awake! You're not going to sabotage our species anymore. You're not going to stand in our way, Satan. Get behind us in the name of Jesus Christ. Try that on for size, Satan. It's not arrogant. I'm not a man that's powerful. The God behind me is powerful. And I turn myself over to that God. And the devil throwing everything it can against me. But my God is God and cannot fall. I fall, it's God's plan. I live to be 100, it's God's plan. Turn it over to God. God's going to handle it. But that doesn't mean we lay there in the ditch and think God's going to march out and do it. God put us here to do it. You are the hand of God. All right, let's lay it out here. You can feel the energy. They are definitely going to pull Charlottesville 2.0. It's going to be squared. It's going to be much bigger, exponentially, orders of magnitude. And we're going to be there on the front lines. And you can feel, to use the Darth Vader quote, a disturbance in the force. A big one. And all I feel is big. They used to run false flags when they had the presidency. And they ordered Delta Force to stage bombing of a federal building. And they ordered Delta Force to stage the 1999 events in Washington, in Seattle. And they don't have the military. They don't have those units that can carry out false flags under the president's order anymore. And by the way, when Clinton ordered all that stuff, it was the beginning of the end of the deep state. So they're going to have their dirty little foundation turds out there trying to pull something off, trying to trick people into a mass shooting. They got mentally ill wind-up toys, drugged up, probably in comas. Right now, they're going to turn back on and try to roll out in D.C. and in Virginia, and probably places we didn't think of. But everybody's got to be on maximum alert right now in the next few weeks, especially next week, with the trial of the president to start Tuesday. So they know what they're doing. They've done it before. But they're not going to get away with it this time. I'm going to be there. You're going to be there. And we're going to be watching their every move. And the police are there watching, and the FBI is there watching, not at the top. And it's not a cliche to kiss the police's ass or the FBI. Everybody knows I used to be on their ass before I had deeper understanding of what was really going on. Just like America is where the battle is for good and for evil, we have both here because we are destined to decide the destiny of the planet. There's good and bad coming together in the fight here. Just like there's good and bad in the government and good and bad in the military and good and bad in law enforcement. But there's something about the real world and tragedy that kicks the fake brave out of these things, and where real people are there. And I'm telling you, we almost have control of the government against the people, and the New World Order doesn't know what to do, and everything they do fails. But they're going to try to take the president out next week. So it's time to hit our knees and pray to God. And then it's time, like the wind in sails, God's will to fill up our hearts with strength and discernment to move. I spend a lot of time reminding the InfoWars family of listeners that without you, we won't be on the air. And I spend a lot of time thanking you. But I really think you should thank yourself for keeping us on the air and really changing the world for the better and raising the alarm more time on is just reminding you that these products are really amazing. You've got that pledge from me, but you've seen the third-party tests out there, the air filtration, the water filtration, the supplements are all the very best you're going to find out there. And you can't fund an operation anywhere else that's spreading globalists this hard. So it's not a burden to support InfoWars. It really is something that is good for everybody that stands for justice and freedom and makes your life and your family's life and your children's life so much better. So visit InfoWarsStore.com today.
You got it. Transmission coming to you.
Waging war on corruption. It's Alex Jones coming to you live from the front lines of the InfoWar.
We are go. Planet Earth is go.
You got it.
Set for launch. Interdimensional. And the enemy's making their move. They won't stop launch. Launch began a long time ago. Trump's just making it official, the Space Force. We see the Earth from here. You got it. You got it. You got it. That connection to God. That means everything. Not the Ferraris, not the helicopters, not the money. That's all just icing on the cake to consciousness and connection to God. The connection to that divine spark gives us. We don't worship the creation. We worship the Creator, made in the image. Globalists want control of humanity to warp us into their tools and their slaves. It's not going to happen. In fact, all their attacks on us may mow down billions. But it's going to make a large remnant of us stronger. Because when you decide to overcome their attacks, when you decide to make their venom into wine, they fall. All right, let's break it down. Well, I was sure of it before, but there's no sure of it now. It's 100%. The nasty Chi-Com-funded anti-American trash is making its move on America. And we could kick the hell out of the British Empire, never been defeated, because it was our country and they were pushing us around and they knew we were in the right. They didn't have the providence or the will or the discernment or the bill of the deed. That was the old globalist empire in control of that. And those were people fleeing England and Scotland and Ireland and Germany and the Netherlands to come here and build a new Atlantis. Didn't mean they were perfect, but they believed in humanity. They believed in getting rid of feudalism. They believed in getting rid of slavery. They believed in empowering their fellow humans. And it was that idea that so threatens the Satanists. Satanists claim they're all about the individual and empowerment. They're all about selfishness. They're all about betrayal. But they're all about weakness. The devil is a cosmic loser, a piece of filth. Like an adult with tripped toddlers as they run down the hall and tells themselves how smart they are. Forward. And everybody knows that misery loves company. So if there was any doubt about what's coming up next week, now it's all in crystal focus. And it's Trump's to lose. And it's the American people that are going to be the deciding factor. The governor came out in a disgusting 26-minute press conference. And laid out the blueprint. They always pre-program with the script they're about to roll. And you've seen all the pre-scripting with Biden's campaign and the media and the lawsuits against us for pointing out that deep state was colliding groups a few years ago in Virginia, in Charlottesville. I am so honored to have the CIA suing me and the entire law department of Georgetown University shaking with hate at us because we exposed that was a synthetic operation. So now, see, when you sue me, I don't run away. I run towards you. I'm a heat-seeking information warfare missile. And where you run is where I follow. I go towards the fight, not away from it, because that's the only way to get these people off our children. It's a real pleasure. And I don't say that for a fact. You need to get to the point, folks, where it's a real pleasure as a man to be able to stand up to these pedophiles and devil worshippers when these innocents can't do it. That's why it's a sick abomination when you call in and tell me I'm a hero or I'm something special. It's like saying I'm having fun eating pecan pie and vanilla ice cream in July with my grandma. You're all born for this. It's not heroic to stand up for life. Like I tell you, it's like sucking air into your damn lungs. It ain't heroic. It's about living. It's about doing the right thing, and that's what we're built for. Instead of spending our lives bowing down and being a bunch of cowards. I'm going to tell you right now, there's no doubt that they're going to try to kill Trump next week. I'm telling you, it's so damn dangerous next week. Everybody's like, well, why? This impeachment's a joke. They're not going to convict him in the Senate. They need that symbol for what they then trigger next week. Black churches getting shot up, gay bars getting blown up. But that's what they're getting set up for. And you'll think it's in Virginia when it's going to be in California or Texas or Michigan or Illinois or Florida or Mississippi. But everybody better have their eyeballs wide open. And I'm not talking about just your eyeballs, but your gut. And that's your spirit. And that's getting orders from on top. You go with that, you'll never go wrong. Man, I started going my gut 100%. It's unbelievable. There's nothing like the sixth sense. There's nothing like the real vision. And the enemy knows we all have it, and that's why they're so scared. So they try to trick us with all the fear they pump us full of. When our sense, our spirit knows they're bad, is scared of them. But not even scared, is enraged and wants to attack them, wants to get them out of our world. And then they tell you, oh, that rage you have, it's because those are black people. Or that rage you've got is because it's those white people. That rage you've got is because it's those Russians or this or that. When what it is that spirit of evil. It's not humans that are our problem. I talk about China all day. There's no greater victim than the Chinese people. A smart, powerful, ancient civilization, but in shackles to a high-tech slavery. And you got 1,000 movies about blacks being slaves, and it doesn't take away from what they went through. Take away, that makes you stronger. Not a good thing, it makes you stronger. And it's the same thing here. But the Chinese people aren't being put through something that makes them stronger. It's scientific to make them not even see what's hitting them and to suck them dry. And you can see them spiritually closed, shut down, being fed on by these metaphysical spiders. And we need to free them. We need to free everybody. And that's what I want to do. As a primitive man, I see people saying how bad I am. That's how we developed ourselves, and I understand tribalism, and I understand how powerful it is, and I totally understand where people come from. Black racist, white racist, Mexican racist. I get it. Because people mess with you. Because people are tribal. If you're at some WASP country club, they're all fighting with each other over who's richer and in what clique. That's what humans do at a low level. I want to unify people around Jesus Christ and real power. Not because we want power, but because power is what we need to do to build a bigger universe that God set us out to do. And missions God has prepared for us and ready. We've just got to be tested here. Because there's nothing worth anything in the universe that hadn't been fought for. And that's all this is. And I can tell you, folks, I've seen the other side. I've seen it clear as day. I've spent more time than you can imagine on the other side than I've spent here. And I can tell you, the devil's real, God's real, and these pathetic servants of evil look like jellyfish slugs because they are. They're dead already. They don't have a spirit anymore. They've been destroyed. They turned their free will over. They got tricked. Just thank God every day you're not one of them. And pray to save the young, not be ensnared by the enemy's operations. I'm going to cover the news and the plan for martial law straight ahead.
We can all agree these are troubled times, right? So do you know who's on your wireless network? Whether it's a big company selling your data or a foreign hacker, if you're not protected, everybody sees your information. That's why you need Flash Routers, a custom Wi-Fi router created for privacy. Flash Routers uses a virtual private network, or VPN, to protect your online activity from hackers, trackers, and large corporations. And not just one, but all your devices with one out-of-the-box setup. Plus, Flash Routers also enhances your wireless network performance and unlocks powerful router management tools to let you take total control of your network. Call or click Flash Routers today at 1-866-509-5817 or FLASHROUTERS.com. That's 1-866-509-5817 or FlashRouters.com. Protect your wireless home network today with Flash Routers.
Hunters, anglers, campers, and survivalists, get back to nature. Expand your horizons with the highest quality, most versatile, unique slingshots and sling bows on the market at slingbow.com. Slingbow products are compact and models start from just $17.98. They're perfect for your bug-out bag or storing in your vehicle. Give yourself and your loved ones the excitement and tradition of Slingbow, a new frontier in archery and truly modern twist on this primitive survival tool. Feel the thrill only at slingbow.com.
Hi, I'm Dan Pilla. I started fighting the IRS over 40 years ago when they tried to seize my mother's house. I sued the IRS and won. I beat the IRS then, and I've been beating them ever since. I wrote the book on tax debt settlement, and I've helped thousands of people deal with tax problems they thought might never be solved. I can help you too. If you owe taxes you can't pay, don't wait another day. There's no such thing as a hopeless tax case. Call 800-34-NO-TAX or go to my website, danpilla.com. That's danpilla.com, danpilla.com.
InfoWarsLife.com. 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 Go to that URL. It takes you to the subsection of InfoWarsStore.com where you find the 60-plus products where we've gone out and researched what is the best, what gives people the best results. We either private label it or we develop our own with top developers. And folks, I'm telling you, you can see the difference in me, my energy, my focus. I've lost almost 40 pounds in less than 4 months. It's incredible. So do yourself a favor. Try out the products if you've been on the fence. You can't lose except if you don't take action. Because when you buy the products, you're funding the operation that is always delivering thanks to your support and God's grace and our action. But you need these products. That's the real reason you want to get them, is because they're amazing. And then when you get great results, please tell others about it word of mouth. That's how we expand the face of the NWO instead of imploding. We're fighting to win, and we are winning, thanks to you.
Knock on wood, I am not tempting fate, but everybody around the office, especially folks that have worked there a long time, have noticed that I really don't ever get sick. Now, again, I might get sick tomorrow because I just made that statement. I'm not tempting fate. I'll say that again because I am superstitious when it comes down to that. I'm very thankful to the good Lord for the Constitution I've been given. But up until about 8-9 years ago when I started taking X2, the products InfoWars Life, I still got sick every couple of years. And, I still get sore throats from allergies and pollen and things like that. But now that I religiously take the products at InfoWars Life, one of the highest quality supplements you're going to find out there, I just never get a fever anymore. It's probably been 3-4 years since I've had a fever. It's just crazy. So I chalk it up to genetics and the great products.
You're listening to The Alex Jones Show.
is fighting for its life right now. And America is winning. But America is bleeding. And the enemy comes for our weak, our young, and our defenseless. And you can feel them cry out to God constantly. And it creates a psychic rage that if not acted upon, you will commit suicide. Your body will fall apart. You will get cancer because your body empathizes with the death and the torture of the children and the innocent and wishes to join them because your body, your cells have empathy and are disgusted with you for not taking action. You don't become weaker standing up for the innocent. You become stronger. You don't become weaker getting close to God. You become unbelievably powerful. And the enemy fears that power. All right. There's no doubt that the enemy's making this move. And there is no doubt that we're only here because our ancestors were so strong and prepared. They prepared in law. They prepared in science. They prepared in their spirits. They prepared in their very will and action for the time that is now coming for us to escape the attempt of the enemy to destroy us. Because right when we become technological, that's when the enemy comes in and tries to seduce the human species and destroy us. But we have to decide to destroy ourselves. We have to make that deal. And so all this other trappings, all the other confetti means nothing. And as people get in touch with God, they're not going to care about Hollywood anymore. They're not going to care about acting cool anymore. They're not going to be under the dominion of the enemy. And I just can't help but preach at times like these because it's at times like these when the political and spiritual and cultural lines, the planets align in 2020. And what is about to happen right now is such an incredible moment that the word epic doesn't serve it because it's overused. It's like when you really talk about Hitler, or you really talk about Stalin, or you really talk about Genghis Khan. There's so much talk about this person's Hitler, this person's Genghis Khan, that there's not really Genghis Khan roasting babies on spits for no reason, but just to be evil. And to feed that energy of destruction. So, there's polar opposites in the universe. Total destruction of life and life. And people have to make the decision. Do you serve life or do you serve death? And people think they're taught death is power. All the guys, the motorcycle gangs, even the military, skulls. But that skulls is just what's left over of a human. Real power is life. A little scary patch would be a family. The military with a family on their arm. Oh, that would a military that had that would be the stronger. Because there's no reason to kill people unless they're hurting innocents. There's no power in killing them. A real power is having the will to do whatever it takes to stop it and to die if you need to. And once you cross that point, one thing they really get good in V for Vendetta is that he recreates clearly for a person's probably his daughter, they never make it clear, a concentration camp. And the torture and a re-education camp. And then they say, you need to betray people, we're going to blow your head off. And she says, blow my head off then. And at that point, she's free. That's why they have to attack InfoWars. That's why they have to lie about us and lie about you. That's why they have to continually say we're losers and that we're dishonest and we're not real and we're failures because they fear the fact above all else that we're not followers like they are. and that we don't feel powerful when we see a bunch of soulless people hunched over drooling. It makes us feel weak. You see, Satanists and corrupt people like Tim Cook, when you see him in that bow tie at the Golden Globes, he's not being this little fake wimpy guy, but the mean corporate guy that runs slave camps and suicide nets, force drugging, and the real operations actually tearing humans apart. He's there with all those other demon peacocks, just raging with his evil will to do bad and not care and be a jerk. He thinks that's powerful to do whatever he wants and stomp on little people. You talk about being cut off from God. God hates Tim Cook. You know who Tim Cook, when he goes to hell, which is just a dimension. Tim Cook is going to be in a jail cell for eternity with himself, a jail cell he built. And his burning hatred for humanity is going to be the fires of hell that he created. Because the truth is, God didn't create hell. It's the one thing God didn't create. It's what people with free wills did who decided to turn against God. In fact, the only original thing in the universe outside of God's consciousness is hell. And that's why Christ went to hell, to prove God himself could come to our level and do it, to take the keys to hell and death. And say, Satan, you created all this. You created the sin and destruction and the knowledge of evil and doing perverse, destructive things to innocents. And you tried to pervert all this goodness. Well, guess what? I'm going to march straight in after I take on every crime and every sin and feel every single drop of it, because God's got eternity to just stop the watch and go, I'm taking every bit of it. No painkillers. I'm taking every bit of it that ever happened, did happen, and was going to happen, because that's justice, because God created us. And if God could have guilt, it's that to have other sentient beings to spend eternity with, God had to give us the power to be real and to choose. And so that meant there were those that would choose to create the things you see Hollywood creating and the things you see all of them doing. It's a giant, sick, disgusting joke. And everyone should thank themselves every millisecond they're not Tim Cook, who is a slave, who will be imprisoned for eternity in himself and his selfishness and his cut-offness that he thinks is so powerful, screwing everyone over, smashing people under his thumb, grinding his heels into those children. You built hell. You are hell. And you are going into that black hole, Tim Cook. You are damned to Hades.
If you are trying to quit drinking or doing too many drugs, listen to me. You don't know me and we'll never meet. I had a problem like you once. I drank and used to party a little too much till it got out of control and almost ruined my life. I realized I needed help to fix my problem before it totally destroyed me. If you've tried to fix your drinking and drug problem and you know you can't do it alone, you need to call the National Treatment Advisors. They'll immerse you into a 30-day program to replace your old habits with new habits and totally change your life. And if you have PPO private health insurance, the entire program may be covered. Fix your problem right now before it gets any worse. Get clean. Call now and learn more. 800-506-6740. 800-506-6740. That's 800-506-6740.
Allergies, dander, asthma, germs, toxins. There are many reasons why we need to think about what is really in the air around us. We may not be able to stop breathing, but we can control what's in the air we breathe. The revolutionary Alexa Pure Breathe air filtration system is a powerful ally in the fight against the dangerous toxins and viruses in the air. Powerful, quiet, and effective, the Breeze uses a 4-step purification process to help you breathe easier and cleaner. Similar systems could cost hundreds to even thousands of dollars. But the Alexa Pure Breeze air purification is the best and most affordable, bar none. The Breeze and the Ion Cluster patented technology used in the system eliminate up to 99.97% of airborne contaminants. Get the Alexa Pure Breeze today and save big on a world-class air filtration system for your home. Don't keep breathing toxic or dangerous air. Get this special today at InfoWarsStore.com.
It's either happened to every person listening or it's happened to someone you know. Everybody is well aware of the fact that most people that end up getting the flu have taken the flu vaccine right before they get it, and that they get the worst case of the flu of their life. But still, like concentration camp victims, they line up at the different pharmacies and clinics to get the injections. It doesn't matter that studies, mainline government studies in Canada and Europe show that when you take the flu vaccine, it doubles your chances of getting the flu the next season by lowering your immunity. It goes on and on. Or the fact that the governments have never guessed the next year's mutation, that the flu vaccine has never, ever even worked. But how do you prop up a hoax? You keep the giant hoax going. No wonder we've got one of the worst flu seasons on record happening right now.
You deserve a deep, restful sleep with Knockout by InfoWars Life. Our organic formula is made from high-quality natural ingredients such as valerian root extract, L-tryptophan, lemon balm leaf extract, and melatonin. Knockout packs a powerful punch to get you through the night and achieve proper sleep. Millions of people around the world experience daytime drowsiness, but with the rapid speed of life, we need to be able to keep up the pace. Our natural mixture harnesses the power of 10 known ingredients to let your body relax and get the sleep you need. Wake up refreshed and take on the day. InfoWars Life wants to bring you a sleep support formula that goes above and beyond other leading brands at an affordable price. Get the sleep you deserve and experience the power of Knockout. Head on over to InfoWarsLife.com and say goodbye to fatigue. That's InfoWarsLife.com.
You're listening to The Alex Jones Show. Love and War on Corruption. It's Alex Jones coming to you live from the front lines of the InfoWar.
You've been doing great, Owen. You're going to finish up with these calls, but then Greg Reese and, of course, Harrison Smith are going to take another hour of calls. The crew's volunteered to do it. So we're here live covering this, hoping everything de-escalates. So the live coverage continues. Everybody spread those links. The globalists are hacking us, trying to shut this down. Don't let them win. No BS. Let me tell you, everything's straight shooting here. See, I don't have some Machiavelli manipulative view. With me, it's all straightforward attack. That's the real power.
Don't act so surprised, globalist. You didn't think you could silence the American people, did you? Join Bandot Video, and I will complete your training. Together, we can overthrow the Emperor and restore the Republic.
You know, I remember the gun confiscation questionnaires. They were given out by George H.W. Bush and by Bill Clinton at classified levels. So to recreate it, a smart conservative think tank in like 1995 had the military do the questionnaire as a way to get the classified questionnaire out and to cause a system-wide debate about it. And I was so unsophisticated back then when I had like 3-star generals and stuff. Like, it was only because I had a show. It wasn't that I was that important. There was nowhere to get stuff out. So you got like retired 3-star generals calling you up and former deputy FBI directors, and all this kind of crazy stuff. And they're like, you got to do this, you got to do that. They're like, yeah, the military and the police, they be telling me how they're planning to turn them against the people, how they're planning to do all this. And they call me back 6 months later and go, it's not the police that are bad, it's how they're trying to, the program, it's the program. I said, well, you just come on air, General Parton or the other. I mean, I'm like 25 years old, and I don't know what. I'm like, the police are bad. No, it's not the police are bad. They're training the police for an authoritarian takeover. You got to warn the police. That's the thing about trying to wake up young people. They got all the strength, they got everything, but they just don't. Even if they're listening, they hear what you're saying, but they only get one part of it. And it just took a long time to figure it all out. But and of course, the police got problems. They're a manifestation of us. We're a fallen country and a fallen world. But yesterday, we're taking all these calls, and it's different than having the actual document, which we've showed was on the news 20 years ago, and Obama did it again, I don't know, like 13 years ago. This was about 10, 11 years ago, right when he got in office. 2010 when it started. They were officially asking, will you take guns? Will you break up families? Will you? Then they put out manuals saying, we're going to do this. Like I've got my orders here. As if they ever thought that would get everybody on board with it because it was official Army manuals. It's like having Beto go, I'm going to confiscate the guns. And then every Democrat candidate, like 11 others, go, yeah, we want to confiscate all the guns. And we'll kill you, we'll use nuclear weapons on you. Folks went, whoa, this was exactly what my grandpa or my neighbor told me. And who were those grandpas? Because it's not about kissing butt. It's about the people that knew. And they were always like, oh, that's just your crazy old uncle over there. And, the crazy old uncle was like a CIA assassin. I'm not talking about my family, just in general, It's like, oh, yeah, that's the crazy old uncle. He says this is how the country works and everything. Because they knew they were there. And they always thought they were doing something for a good reason until they found out the compartmentalization. Because they followed the orders until it got to a certain point. And then it was like, holy hell. It's about vampires and blood drinking and screwing little kids. Because the average person is hit with that and just says, there's no way this could be true. And then you break through the wall, and it's all you find. You're like, what the hell's going on here? That's their cult. That's their bag. That's what they do. And our denial of this is what allows it to happen. You think I want to cover children's toys with little blonde girls with genitals that they're giving kids to screw them up, pedo dolls? No, I don't want to cover that. You need to know that children are being hit with that. You think I like sitting here constantly studying evil and what they're up to? You think I like it? No, I don't like it at all. But there's a reaction that happens when I face it and I deal with it. I get closer to God. And I only look at it long enough to know what's going on and assess it. But I'm going to tell you right now, folks, everybody needs to understand that if you don't fight this, just as sure as the sun came up this morning, when you stand before God, God's going to say, I don't know you. And how heavy is that? I don't know you. You're not a man after my own heart. You're not a woman after my own heart. I don't know you. Because if you know me, you wouldn't be standing there enough with this. Because let me tell you something. God hates people that know evil's going on and fight it more than the people doing it. There's a sick form of respect that God has for people that are consciously evil and do bad. God hates them and wants to destroy them. But people that know what's going on and actually have a connection to God, that's like nerve endings up to God. And God is just like, what? You know this is wrong? You don't like torturing children? You don't like drinking their blood while they beg for mommy? You don't like inventing new evils, but you don't do anything? I am going to really turn you over to yourself, you damn coward. I said I wouldn't preach anymore. I'm just so sick of these people. I came here today, and I don't research last night and this morning. I had hundreds of articles and video clips. I just can't do that anymore. I mean, it's enough to read the transcript of what Governor Northam said because it's an exact script. He's following the exact script. We already saw them pre-programming, and now it's an official script, which means they're going operational. And we got to just sit here and wait for them to commit a mass shooting or a bombing and blame it on us. And it's not getting blamed for it. They're going to blame me. They're going to blame you. They're going to blame every gun owner. It's this. We know they're doing it, and we can't stop them. I mean, that guy is he's perfect. He's perfect for Satan. He is a science officer in the New World Order that is a specialist in keeping babies alive while they get the orders in before they take their organs and tricking mothers and doing it. I mean, and he brags about how he kills babies after they're born and calls it keeping them comfortable with that degenerate fake Southern accent that makes me want to vomit. And then, of course, he's running around in KKK outfits and all that stuff. It's like whatever's inappropriate, whatever's sneaky, whatever's weird, whatever's dirty, whatever's filthy, he's into it. Because what he is a controller. He's sold out. He's all about getting poor white people to hate poor black people. And that's all he does. And now, but we're going to teach him here in Virginia. We're going to get them all killing each other. But his little Virginia stunt didn't go over too well. He didn't really carry out what they wanted a few years ago. So they're going to do it up real nice for everybody. And the globalists are threatened by the South. Strong, hardworking people that actually care about each other, black, white, old, young. You name it. And they're so scared of that. And they're so scared of that rural community. And they're so scared of that Christianity. So they want us all killing each other. All fentanyl doesn't give a damn what color yard's coming to kill you because the Chi-Coms are shipping it in there. If you remember that next time you hear a black racist or a white racist, some of these people shooting their mouth off about, oh, this person's doing that. Also, remember, it's the globalists shipping that fentanyl in to kill you and your family. It's killing millions now. And Trump's trying to stop it. They're trying to stop him from stopping it. All right, I'll play him. I'll give the number out. But it was just so amazing to hear those military and police people call in who got those training manuals and then the gun confiscation plans. I mean, it's in the news that happened. But to hear how they all turned against it and how it woke them up, that's so beautiful.
Hey, you there. We have a problem. You see, there is a baby. The mother of this baby is not sure she's ready. The father of this baby doesn't want to settle down. The mother starts to have regrets. The father considers leaving town. But a friend says there's a solution. She says to have an abortion. The mother decides to look into it. The clinic assures her it's safe. She's made her decision. She's going to have an abortion. The problem is that baby is you.
Join me, Owen Schroyer, at the March for Life, Friday, January 24th in Washington, D.C., noon at the National Mall. I'll see you there. It's time to stand up for the unborn. It's time to speak out for the voiceless.
You want to break some globalist ribs. You want to crush some skulls politically. You want to drive ice picks through their eyeballs spiritually. There's nowhere you can spend money. There's nowhere you can place your bet in a fight where it's going to have more power per dollar. Your bang or your buck here gets you great products at great prices that literally fund the system where the spirit of resistance lives to drive it home to the enemy. And so it's very simple. If you don't want to be slaves and you want to see the fight taken to the enemy, which God wants to see, we have to make the effort 110%. God will finish the move. And I know I need to stay in the fight in the attack. I want to attack. I want to go after the globalists. And just believe me, ladies and gentlemen, that if you want somebody to commit to you and your family to fight all of our futures together, you've got to guarantee you keep me in the game. I'm going to bust my ass with everything I got for us, for myself, my family, for your family, because we're in this together. InfoWarsStore.com. I've got to really hand it to the listeners and viewers of InfoWars. Your support and your help in rebuilding Americana as a challenge to the globalist system of corporate tyranny has really caught hold, not just here in the U.S., but worldwide. And President Trump's fearlessness when it comes to promoting Americana and basic liberty is amazing as well. He's still lacking on the big tech censorship, taking action against that and some other areas, but trying to end the wars, boosting our economy, speaking out against communist China. Trump's been doing an amazing job. But now more than ever, we really have to realize that we're being targeted because we are effective. And the globalists are beginning to lose their war against humanity in a big way. And so we're going to see some major fireworks out of them. But it's critical to not let ourselves get down when we see all the poison they spray at us. That's an attempt to demoralize us. We've got to remember that and stay focused and stay happy. InfoWarsStore.com. We have a new product, and we got several thousand of these in, and they're going to sell out in a few days at the rate we're selling them. I want to thank the listeners for getting it, but this really is got game-changing toothpaste, and it doesn't compete with Super Blue that's fortified with colloidal silver and iodine and fluoride-free, the adult or the children's. These are both excellent toothpaste, concentrates that don't have fillers. People love it. This is a whitening toothpaste that also has the above sea coral calcium that also cleans but also remineralizes the teeth. Then it has the patented silver sol, silver in it to knock out the bacteria that cause gingivitis. This is all proven. You can make claims with this. But I have to tell you, no one has a toothpaste this good for knocking out the bacteria, the viruses, and cleaning the teeth in a healthy way that doesn't strip away the enamel. So we're really proud of it. It funds the operation. InfoWarsStore.com. That's why we're still on air, thanks to you.
You're listening to The Alex Jones Show. Transmission. You are the resistance. You're listening to Alex Jones.
It's just the constant frustration is, why can't everybody see? And why do we have to go through this? And why does evil even exist? Conscious, willed force wants to hurt innocence. It's because the universe is free will. Freedom has a cost at every level. Responsibility. Because freedom is power. And power, full circle, is responsibility. But it's responsibility that animates our synapses. All right, I'm going to play some of the governor. And I'm just going to explain this again. I know the listeners know this, but all I can do is be an emergency beacon. This is the assault. This is the attack. You can see it. You can smell it. They'll try again. And I think they're going to fail this week. But while the Senate trial of the president starts Tuesday, we'll be there live covering it from Capitol Hill. You can imagine. We got to be there. While all of that is going on, just south of there in Virginia, where the Revolutionary War kicked off, they're in Boston, Massachusetts, twin places, and where the Civil War started. The deep state is obsessed with history repeating. They don't have omnipresence, but they've learned history repeats. And so if they can try to make history repeat, they've learned that's a lucky number. And so they're betting like a craps table, everything on Virginia and Charlottesville Square. And the governor is running around flapping his little vampire bat wings. You talk about a peckerwood, man. That guy's just, God. Oh. I'm not going to go into that guy. How weak he is, how pathetic he is, how evil. And the fact that he's ruling over everybody and pissing on dead children, selling their frickin' organs. And the reason I'm mad is my cell tell me you're bad. You need to get him. But they got it all set up where he's the victim and we stand up for kids he's killing. We're the bad guys, so we got to sit there and watch him salivate and literally get an erection while he's talking about, we tell him no, we keep him, we keep him, we get their organs. I mean, the man is an abomination, but here's the thing. They'll make an attempt on his life. I want him to live a long time in a prison cell. I wish no harm upon him. Governor, no. And they know that we're pissed. They know it's a natural response. And they want to stage it to say the natural response to a guy just rubbing himself, like play that demon devil worshiper, admitted devil worshiper, vampire. The person identifies as a vampire, coven mixed leader, a man, dressed like a woman, but notice now, it's not a woman. They say a woman is a vampire. It's a dude with a shaved head with fake things with a baby rubbing blood on them. You're like, well, first you're a man that's a woman, now you're a vampire that's a woman. It's all about that mind game. Let him identify he's a vampire that wants to kill babies. And then he's just rubbing blood, the dead baby on him, and just... You want to see it? That's the bottom of the rat hole, right there. You want to go down the rabbit hole? That's what's at the bottom. That thing right there. A creepy psycho. But if he calls it an art project, everyone at the bar stands around because it's deviant and destructive, and they're already so dead. The only glimmer they get in that black hole of hell is a little ray of God's hate hitting them. They could have God completely joined with them and experience things they could never imagine. But they just want God's hate. And that's why they have Comedy Central shows that go, I killed my daughter. I killed my baby. I loved it. I had power. It was a little girl. It was going to have a great life, and I feel powerful. I murdered it because I'm a selfish piece of garbage. I am governor of Virginia. I'd play the clip for new listeners that don't know about it, but I just can't watch it again. Can you? I mean, I've got like hours of video of old leftists at public events going, oh, my God. The orgasm I had when I kept my son up. Oh, and I saw his dead body. I love you, Satan. No, Satan. I love you, Satan. I mean, it's literal Hellraiser. It's not Linda Blair in a movie. It's the real world. And she squats down like she's taking a dump when she talks about how she killed her child. The psyopers go and then squat like you're taking a dump at the metaphysical image of it's a piece of crap. You know who's going to be flushed down the galactic toilet? It's you, lady. It's Michelle Wolf. You're damned to hell because you made hell. You built hell. There's a place for people like you, lady, and you built it. So the governor, good man, keep him comfortable. Yeah, you're going to be kept real comfortable, son, let me tell you. God's going to keep you real comfortable because he'll give you free will. God will say, you want to be cut off from me? Boom, you're done. Bye-bye. You like oxygen? You like this planet? You like everything you got? Your mama took care of you? She didn't chop you up, Northam. You're a big man when you come into that baby feeling big, playing God. That's what it's all about. They all play God. I'll put fluoride in their water so they make them dumb so I can manage them. Because you're so damn dumb, you need to poison everybody so you can feel big. Oh, that's so powerful. Oh, my God. They love going into the mall and seeing half the kids mentally retarded from the damn shots. It's way worse than what they say. I mean, half the kids out there are freaking already dead, basically. Great job, man. Great. You're a really cool guy. Blowing out their transmitters with nanotech freaking stuff they've had 30 years, eating their synapses that connect electrochemically to the big guy. Wow. You're going to be cut off from God with that little move, buddy boy. And if you think you're cutting those kids off from God, you're wrong. It's you that is going to be eternally torn into pieces. But I wish you a long, healthy life, like an exhibit in a museum of what a piece of bullying, filthy, arrogant trash is. you know, there's nobody just likes plugging more than me. The products are great. If you like fighting tyranny and you like standing up and you like getting great products, go to InfoWarsStore.com. I'm going to leave it at that, okay? I mean, seriously, because I banged my head up against the wall to fund this place, and I'm not complaining. You know what? I just have learned I got to give it to God. And if we're going to get the funding to expand and stuff, it's just, I mean, I don't have any worry going to Virginia, going to D.C., going anywhere, people coming after me and death threats and all that stuff. Because, I mean, it's all in God's hands, literally. I'm a little selfish. I go, listen, God, if they with a high-power rifle, I don't want to be paralyzed or, vegetable. Just make sure their aim is really good. Because I don't want to die. It's the opposite. I love life so much, I just am ready to die. And you understand, I will never commit suicide. I don't want to die. Let me tell you, my flesh says if you get killed, who's going to take care of your children? God's going to take care of that. You're going to take care of that. Because I've realized the only way I can stay sane, and it happened to me about 3 a.m. last night, is not just to say I got to turn everything over to God. Because even though I stay on air, you got to turn over to God. But all of us try to do it ourselves. We can't do it, folks. And I got to tell you, when I really turned it all over to God, the depth of my vision that I already thought was super intense, and it was driving me crazy because it was torturing me. I know you feel the same way as good people. When I finally just said, it's like a person in the ocean swimming for 100 miles, finally hitting land. It was just like, oh, God. I'm turning it all over to you. Whatever happens, it's all in your will. And just thank you for what you've done, and that's what matters. And it's all about free will. God's like, what can you handle? And the minute I made that decision, it was not even the discernment God turned up. It did. But it was almost like, it was like, you don't even need to look at that stuff anymore. It's all right. You already seen it all. You just got to turn it loose. And you got to take action. And you got to let me take control. And you got to be satisfied, son. Because that's all God wants. Like the song from Leonard Skinner, where all his mother wants is for him to be satisfied. And that's the message, is satisfaction. He is God. Is that relationship, not some dirty church and some devil behind the pulpit, but you and God. That's real. And that's all that matters. That's all that matters. Nobody out there should commit suicide. Nobody out there should feel bad about yourselves. You are in contact with God. I love watching David Knight in the morning. I love tuning in to Owen Schroyer. I love all the other shows we do here. But I'll be honest with you. We run during the breaks a lot of news reports because I'm sick of hearing the ads. So you think you don't want to hear an ad? I don't want to hear an ad. But here's the bottom line. We're barely paying the bills here, and I want to expand the Face the Globalists, not contract. I don't want them to win. So listen, you got this guarantee from me. We sell enough product, we'll have less ads and less plugs, and we'll expand and really give the globalists run for their money. But we've got products you already really need, like DNA Force Plus, X2. These will change your life. Go check out the turmeric products. Check out the water filtration, air filtration. Check it all out. Whatever you do, take action and know. Be part of the second American Revolution. Be part of Crushing the Globalists. You get great products at the same time. InfoWarsStore.com is the umbrella site. InfoWarsLife.com is the supplement. Take action now and fund the InfoWar for your own future. The globalists know that I will never willingly give up. I've said it many times. I will never give in. I will never give up, but I could give out. And it's very, very frustrating to see them committing all their crimes against humanity, to see evil running rampant like this, and to know that most Americans have already been silenced in cyberspace, that most Americans have already been shadow banned by big tech, and to know that most Americans feel powerless and don't realize how much power they have by spreading the word about newswars.com, infowars.com, and band.video, and that people are hungry for the truth now more than ever. And that if you tell people, hey, the banned truth they don't want you to have is at infowars.com/show and band.video. So take heart, folks. They've had to censor everybody and shut everybody down because the truth is powerful and they can't beat us fair and square.
Coming to you from Music City, USA, this is Worldwide Christian Radio, WWCR, Nashville, Tennessee, USA.
Hey, how are you guys doing? So you guys are out here, students for Bernie. I'm curious, did you see the Project Veritas video of the Bernie Sanders campaign manager calling for violent revolutions and beating cops? Absolute bullshit. Well, it's right from his mouth. I mean, it's undercover footage. How can you say that's BS?
I don't care. It's Veritas. And seeing that you're in InfoWars, I'm going to have to ask you to please leave.
You're going to ask me to leave? Okay, well, I'm not going to leave because I'm just trying to hear from Bernie supporters. I already talked to a couple. You guys are out here campaigning for Bernie. Do you think it's a big deal that he has campaign managers calling for violent revolution in gulags? It could come from anybody. CNN could play it. Just because it's Veritas doesn't mean it's not real. It means it is real.
I don't know the context. I don't know what happened, so I'm not going to talk about it.
We're here to try to get people out to caucus and inform them on Bernie's policies. We're not really here to debate about this right now.
Okay, but don't you think that's a big issue, a campaign manager calling for a violent revolution in the street? I mean, do you disavow political terrorism?
Yes.
Would you disavow political terrorism?
That's not the issue. We don't know what happened, so we can't comment on it.
No, I just told you, Project Veritas got undercover video of Bernie Sanders' campaign manager saying that there's going to be a violent revolution. Would you like me to play it for you?
It wouldn't matter.
So you don't care. So you don't. Do you disavow terrorism?
Yes.
So do you think Bernie Sanders should fire this campaign manager?
I don't know. I don't know the context.
Would you like me to play you the video? So you don't want to see it?
We're in the middle of a training. We have no.
What are you training for?
Story.
So, but let's say, you're canvassing and someone brings up the issue that Bernie Sanders' campaign manager called for gulags and violent revolutions. So do you disavow political terrorism?
Yes.
Do you think it's a good idea to put Trump supporters into re-education camps?
I don't want to talk.
What about you, sir?
I'm not going to talk anymore.
You guys aren't very good at your job. Yeah, hi, you're filming. I'm filming too. If you're out here canvassing, I mean, are you just expecting uninformed people to come up here and embrace socialism? Is that what you expect?
No, I'm going to talk to people who are actually honest.
Okay, what did I say that's not honest?
Your entire attitude. I'm not going to talk.
Our time is better invested elsewhere, and I'd rather...
Where else? No one's talking. Nobody's here.
Well, we're training right now, and then we're going to go and talk to people on campus. We're going to find people...
Don't you think your trainees should be informed about Bernie Sanders' campaign calling for political violence? Did you hear about this?
We have no comment on these questions. Please, can you let us back to our training?
So just ignoring the facts is not going to make it go away.
No comment. Can you please excuse that?
Okay, so you guys don't like talking politics either, even though you're out here, campaigning for Bernie?
Honest people, which you are not.
What have I ever said that's dishonest?
It doesn't matter. You're from InfoWars.
What has InfoWars said that's dishonest?
Everything.
Name one thing then.
The frogs in the water.
You mean the atrazine? The chemical runoff from pharmaceuticals and chemicals we put on plants? Atrazine? Have you heard of atrazine?
I'm going to call public safety to ask you to leave us alone.
Am I threatening you?
I can't talk to you anymore. And you
can't talk politics. You know what your problem is? You guys are all uninformed. That's your problem. You're uninformed. You have no idea what's going on. You don't know what's going on in the Bernie Sanders campaign. You have no idea what's going on in politics. And as soon as someone comes in front of you who has an idea, you want to silence their free speech and act like it doesn't happen. Okay, so this is your average Bernie Sanders supporters. They have no clue about the Bernie Sanders campaign. They're out here promoting socialism, but they don't want to talk politics, even though they're out here campaigning for Bernie Sanders. So I'm going to give you guys one last chance to make yourselves look good here. So why do you support Bernie Sanders?
I'm not going to mention that, but I'm not going to talk about that. But I'm going to say that we're not advocating socialism, but I kind of wish we were, because I am a socialist. For this country.
So Bernie's not a socialist?
No.
You want socialism?
Absolutely.
What country has an example of socialism you'd like to bring here?
Apparently I can't talk about that, so...
I thought you were the trainee. Are you the trainer?
If you want to talk to the Bernie...
So wait, are you the trainer or trainee?
If you want to talk to the Bernie Sanders campaign...
And that girl's thinking about one thing. She's like, I'm with the wrong person. Sorry, he's already taken. You have done well, Lord Baker. Do what must be done. Can you you imagine raising children like that person right there? We're for socialism, we can't say that. He doesn't even get it. He says, I'm a liar. I'm a fraud. Right to your face. It doesn't even get it. I would thank you for everything you've done for the InfoWar, but I know you're like me. You don't want my thanks. You want victory over the globalists and these devil-worshipping child molesters, and you want them off your back and off your children's back. And you know what? I'm the same way, and that's why we're on the same damn team. And it's why InfoWars has been delivering time and time again when it's clutch time to focus the people on taking action against the globalist, because I'm committed to a future for humanity, and I know you are as well. So thank you in 2019 for standing with us, because you are the InfoWar, and I want to thank you for committing to stand with us in 2020 however you can. From the bottom of my heart, from my family, and from the great crew at InfoWars, I want to thank you all, because you are the InfoWar, and you know that's not just words, that's reality. You have made history. We have made history together. Infowars.com only has power because of you, and I suggest you use it. Manipulate scientific data, take over, blast, control world government, shut down infrastructure, ship everything to China. Just look at this person. Look at this person. Look at this individual. But we're not individuals. We are. We're not. The globalists create an omnipresence so that they can enforce their will through the omnipresence, which is the inverse of God, who has omnipresence to enforce free will. Who do you think's going to win that cosmic battle? But it is sad for those that don't dial into it. You look at Band.video, which massive traffic now, and the site looks great, works good, except when there's like 200,000 people on it or something sometimes. And so we're working on it. We're not Google. We're not Apple. We don't got any slave factories in China. But I mean, I just look at what Owen is churning out like a machine gun with unlimited ammo and barrels that never melt. And I just go to his channel on there, and I was like, this is solid gold. But you understand something? Owen's work is like a tree falling in the forest that no one hears. It doesn't make a sound. So I'm going to explain something. Do an overhead shot, please. You can have a sperm, and you can have the egg. And there's a whole potential of the universe there, a man and a woman. That information going in to detonate this incredible consciousness and what's going to begin in that transceiver that's going to pick up the interdimensional spirit loaded into it. But that's a detonator. But if there's not a womb, and there's not a person, and there's not an infrastructure to take care of this, there's not a planet to take care of this, it can't go to its next level. It needs a sun. It needs a moon to perfectly hold it in orbit. Make sure all the conditions are just right. But this isn't going to be strong in its development unless something attacks it. It's strong. And it's the same thing with Owen Schroyer or any of our reporters. doesn't move down the field without you. So when I sit here and I tell you you're important, everything we do doesn't have an effect unless you care about it, unless you promote it. And I want to explain something. It's not like you promoting the show is a sub-level of this. It's the top of the pyramid. It's easy to want freedom and want justice. And you've got to have people that are willing to be demonized and attacked to do it. That's like getting air when you've been underwater. People who haven't experienced the truth don't know that. It's our job to show them. But the ball doesn't go down the field without you. And you're like, yeah, let's forget that. I know. You get it because you understand it. I'm not talking to you. Let me explain this to listeners. I know you already know this, but the prodigal son is one of the most important parallels and massive classes in the Bible. You know the story. Rich landowner owns a big farm, big ranch, plantation. And his second-born son comes to him when he turns 13, 14 years old, as a man, and says, I want my inheritance. The father says, I respect you so much. You're my son. Here's a third of everything we got. He runs off for a decade. The animal, all the fake friends, all the sex, all the everything. Blasted out of his brain. He finally comes back half naked, doesn't know who he is, a crazy homeless person, and they get him and they bathe him and they feed him for a week, get him back halfway normal. And the oldest son who's running thinks the old dad comes in. He says, man, that guy's a freaking loser. And you are throwing this huge party for him and killing the red heifer, the best beef we've got, and doing all of this, honoring him. The father says, you're worth 1,000 times what he is. I don't need to give you that. You've got everything. You're my firstborn. You're the one that performs. Nothing against folks that aren't firstborn, but that's the parable of it. It doesn't matter. That's our family. Just a little bit of who you are is so valuable that he came back. And that's what we've got to understand here, is that this broadcast is not for all of you that know as much as I do or more. And I know you know that. We've got to get to the lost sheep. That's who God wants us to get. And I know people say, oh, just focus on the leaders and just don't worry about the dumbed-down public. Man, can anybody sit here and watch these people fall into brainwashing? And I get it. I can't go out in the crowd with these leftists going, F you and your family, we're going to kill you, and not start calling them, pieces of filth and scum, because they are. I mean, that's what they follow. They are trash. You are what you eat. And they're so dumbed down. I've tried to talk to them. I've tried to be nice. That's what they really spit on me. So I'm not Christ-like. I mean, I'll say it. I'm Christ-like, and I'm willing to die for freedom, but man, I can't sit there and be nice to people like this, and I don't know how to be nice to them. So I'm admitting all this to you on air. How do we do this? It's just that I know that we have to just sit there and tell the truth, and we have to talk to the most unintelligent people because they've still got a spirit, and how we treat them is how we treat ourselves, and not treating the general public like they are amazing because they are still connected to God. They are amazing. Is what allowed them into that state. We, who are leaders, we're like the nuclear fuel rods going in that create the reaction. We have to energize them. Their failing, their fallenness is a reflection on those of us that are connected to God. And so the essence of Satanism is looking down on dumb people, because a Satanist has some knowledge of God, the real world, and power, and decides to use it to screw people over. And so you want to be the opposite of that. You want to treat people. It's like garbage in, garbage out. Well, the medium is the message. They dumb the communications down and make them not make sense to screw people up. We have to give people complex thought. We have to state things in their real esoteric form and then bring them out of the esoteric and the hidden so that they understand it. We have to give people the master class up front so they can then pick up the pieces they get at the subconscious and spiritual level. They already know all this because they were made by God. We're not talking to the cerebral cortex program, poison, dumbed down facsimile. We're talking right to the spirit, and it knows, and we're saying you need to wake up, you need to activate, you need to resist, and that starts with that relationship with God. Because we can talk about this all day long, no matter what's happening to me, no matter what's going on. I can instantly, as I'm constantly in contact with God, but I can absolutely 100% charge into God, just absolutely pours in. And there's no experience like it. There's no drug like it. There's no sex like it. There's not your firstborn child being born in front of you like it. When you dial into God, the only thing you keep asking is, why doesn't everybody want this? Why doesn't everybody have this? And it's because, ladies and gentlemen, they have been slowly and manipulated from birth to be shuttered and not experience it. And Satan spends all his time trying to hide this from them. That's why the Illuminati says they're illuminators. They're not. They're darkness. They are the true illuminators.
We can all agree these are troubled times, right? So do you know who's on your wireless network? Whether it's a big company selling your data or a foreign hacker, if you're not protected, everybody sees your information. That's why you need Flash Routers, a custom Wi-Fi router created for privacy. Flash Routers uses a virtual private network, or VPN, to protect your online activity from hackers, trackers, and large corporations. And not just one, but all your devices with one out-of-the-box setup. Plus, Flash Routers also enhances your wireless network performance and unlocks powerful router management tools to let you take total control of your network. Call or click Flash Router today at 1-866-509-5817 or FLASHROUTER.com. That's 1-866-509-5817 or FlashRouters.com. Protect your wireless home network today with Flash Routers.
I'm here with Scott Useum, founder of OMG Tax. Tell us how your company helps our listeners out there who have a problem with the IRS.
My team of lawyers enrolled in licensed tax experts remove wage garnishments sometimes in the same day. We even have reduced the total debt some of our clients were required to pay through what is known as improper in compromise.
Can you give us an example of somebody you help?
Oh, can I ever? We have taken a $500,000 liability with the IRS. Guess what? The client didn't pay a dime through the representation known as non-collectible status with the government.
If you owe the IRS more than $10,000 and you want to see if it's possible to pay a lot less, call OMG Tax right now for a free tax-saving consultation. Call 800-486-8112, 800-486-8112, 800-486-8112. That's 800-486-8112.
I want to talk about Super Silver whitening toothpaste because I hadn't tried it except for maybe the last week and a half. And I told Alex, I said, man, this is the best toothpaste I've ever tried. He's like, well, what are you doing just sitting in here telling me? You got to get up there and tell people. And so here I am telling people, Super Silver whitening toothpaste is by far the best toothpaste I've ever tried. And I'm 45 years old. And I've tried a lot of different toothpaste. And it's fluoride-free. I think the big difference, the game changer in this is the coral calcium, because after I brush my teeth with this, they feel so clean, and the toothpaste, I don't even like rinse out my mouth after I brush my teeth with this. It feels so good. It feels like good things are happening in my mouth. In fact, I find myself brushing my teeth 3 to 4 times a day rather than just twice a day because I like the way it feels.
You there. We have a problem. You see, there is a baby. The mother of this baby is not sure she's ready. The father of this baby doesn't want to settle down. The mother starts to have regrets. The father considers leaving town. But a friend says there's a solution. She says have an abortion. The mother decides to look into it. The clinic assures her it's safe. She's made her decision. She's going to have an abortion. The problem is that baby is you.
Join me, for Life, Friday, January 24th in Washington, D.C., noon at the National Mall. I'll see you there. It's time to stand up for the unborn. It's time to speak out for voiceless.
You're listening to The Alex Jones Show.
Asian, they could be Hispanic, they could be old, they could be young. The cells of good people resonate with God. You can't even join that. You can just be tricked into serving by telling you it's the moral authority. Put it back on screen real quick. The reason I raised that is if you walked into a car dealership and a dude walked over like that, you'd hide your children. But look at this latest photo. HBO teams with CNN's Brian Stelter for documentary about the rise of fake news. And you can guess who's going to be starring in that. Look at the officious, flippant, practice air of power. A woman would see right through that. That is a man with zero power. Zero. And we need to point that out because this is a puffed up creature of Jeff Zucker. Whose job is censoring people and all this. He has like 100,000 viewers on the show. He's a joke, but that's the devil. He's got the system. He's got the whole weapon system. Because he metaphysically, forget needle cock, he doesn't have a dick, okay? And I'm sorry to use that analogy, but it's a family show. This guy wants to rule you because he's a nobody. I mean, what type of nobody? Because it's not just in one photo. He gets up on red carpets to all these events where the peacocks come in when no one's even there. And they, like at restaurants or anywhere, there's red carpets everywhere. There's like a thing, they go, I'm powerful. It's like a ritual about I've arrived. I have the corporate seals behind me. And I'm a hero. No, Brian, you're not a hero. Best part of you right now, your mother's ass crack. I can't help it. That's the enemy right there. And you destroy him with the truth, and he thinks you're weak, and he thinks he chose the right side. I mean, that is an abomination. A walking, talking demon. How about your babysitter? Maybe you should run a daycare service. Hey, I bet he'd be good to kids. Hey, who wants to drop their kids off at Brian Stelter's house? You think the kids are safe over there? That is a psychotic filth. You know, from time to time, I will look at Stelter because I want to know what the devil looks. Let me tell you, if anybody, that's it. That's in Satan's army. That's what generals look like. Fake, empty slaves. And he's blind as a bat. He's tone deaf. And he ain't Beethoven. He doesn't have any feeling. He doesn't have anything. He is literally the bottom of the universe. He is the scum of the earth. He is an absolutely destroyed, soulless piece of trash. And I don't say that to victoriously declare it. I'm saying get away from it. Run. Get behind me, Satan. Let's get as fast as we can. Let's take our children and race to the other side of the universe from that. Because at the next level, you're going to find out what's really going on, folks. And I'm telling you, it's already a race. A bomb is detonated. This is a weapon. And God is trapped out as fast as God can. Because we think of God as invincible and omnipresent, and God is, if we believe in God and stand up. But let me tell you, the bomb doesn't think, it just destroys. It carries out the destruction of children, period. It's its primary mission. It's all it does is kill life. And they see children as the potential of the future, and they attack. And that's why they're powerful, is because it's a program. It's not a soul. Now let's talk about another demon, one that actually, is a doctor involved in keeping babies alive and harvesting their organs. If the clown bites little kids off, his little arms off, oh, that's scary. How about somebody that actually does it? When we come back, So don't get the number off. We have another guest join us. We'll look at Northam. No, we won't show him physically. Like, you talk about your wife or the hottest girlfriend you ever had. Like, oh, God, oh, it's so hot. Oh, baby. Yeah. You know, it's like the Young Turks guy who talks about having sex with dogs. He gets that look on his face like he's having an orgasm. Northam, when he talks about cutting babies up, because there's so much money, and it's the power. And it's just like, I'm getting money killing. Back in the old days, we had to kill babies down in basements. The government shouldn't get involved. It's between woman. It's between the dog. It's outrageous. But now he's up there having an orgasm, a satanic orgasm, about the whole martial law thing they're going to blow up. So we'll play that when we come back. And let's open the phones up again. And I went right to you. I did a good job. Some people held they hold for an hour because they had like 20 calls. But your police, your military, no matter how good you are, I'll just give you a minute and a half so the next person gets on. I promise. Let me be disciplined. No matter how good you are, one time in my life, I'm going to be disciplined. I used to be 20 years ago. The martial law plans, the gun confiscation manual you've been given. That's all public. But when people hear you talk about it and how real you are, that resonation, that humanizes the military and the police. And that humanizes us. That makes us not have this war that the globals think we're going to have together. That's so important. Everybody knows. It's not bragging. You just need to know the enemy knows this. That InfoWars is the spirit of the people. You're the best people that love America. You really are. I mean, you love God. And we're not boasting. We said it. We need to recognize that the elect of God that love justice and love freedom and aren't hypocrites and aren't fakes. Listen to this show. The people around the world that love God. They could be in Mexico. They could be in Brazil. They could be in South Africa. They could be in Libya. They could be in Iran. They could be in Japan. They could be in New Zealand. They could be in Russia. They could be in Ireland. They could be anywhere. But we love God, and that unifies us. It isn't about the color of our skin. It knows beautiful music. It knows children. It knows love. It knows good food. It knows beauty. It is how we come together. Satan seeks to divide us. We're not going to unify under some globalist computer. We're going to unify under Christ.
Hi, I'm Dan Pilla. I started fighting the IRS over 40 years ago when they tried to seize my mother's house. I sued the IRS and won. I beat the IRS then, and I've been beating them ever since. I wrote the book on tax debt settlement, and I've helped thousands of people deal with tax problems they thought might never be solved. I can help you too. If you owe taxes you can't pay, don't wait another day. There's no such thing as a hopeless tax case. Call 800-34-NO-TAX or go to my website, danpilla.com. That's danpilla.com, danpilla.com.
Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but soon you'll need a plan and place to survive. Forget bunkers. You're not a live underground gopher. You need survivalist camps, the ultimate fully functional, off-the-grid mobile survival bug-out house that's well-equipped and custom-built to outlast any other RV or trailer. Bold statement? You bet. See them now at survivalistcamps.com. That's survivalistcamps.com. Trust your family's survival to survivalistcamps.com.
You understand why the globalists, why the servants of Satan hate InfoWars. It's because we're awake, we're alive, we're passionate, and we're not giving up. That's why it's critical for those of us that are aware of the New World Order's plans to not get down when they attack us and they persecute us and they lie about us. That's what we should expect because we are hurting these scumbags. The globalists have literally sold their souls to the dark side, and they do what they do because they're slaves, because they are eternally driven to try to suppress and dominate and destroy the innocent. It is up to us who are awake, not the sheep and not the wolves, but the sheepdogs, to stand firm and resist these wicked tyrants. They fear the fact that we are awake. They fear the fact that we are alive. They fear the fact that we love God. And that's all we ever have to know, is that God is in charge.
InfoWars Life is bringing you a breakthrough in modern medicine. Introducing Pollen Block. We have found an extraordinary new, natural way to alleviate seasonal distress symptoms, including promoting clear nasal and sinus passageways, eye comfort, and respiratory function. In the 1960s, researchers in France noticed that people who ate certain quail eggs experienced less seasonal immune and inflammatory responses. They began studying this effect in published trials, and decades later, we now have the fruit of this research, a fast-acting, chewable tablet that helps alleviate seasonal distress symptoms. Pollen Block is natural and effective. It is not an antihistamine. In fact, current research has found that it actually acts by blocking the activity of tryptase, which is an enzyme that amplifies immune and inflammatory responses in the body. Go outside and enjoy the air you breathe. Head to InfoWarsLife.com and grab a pack of our Pollen Block chewable tablets. With the daily wear and tear of the environment on our skin, it's only natural that it starts to crack and take damage. Wind, heat, water, and age are telltale signs that it's time to start taking care of your skin. With the InfoWars Super Silver Cream, you can keep your skin feeling silky smooth and begin to heal the damages of the world around you. Created with ingredients like coconut oil, vitamin E, and the incredible Silver Sol formula, InfoWars Silver Cream works triple duty, supporting and protecting of the skin in a fast, non-greasy formula. Small and easily stored, it can support dry and damaged skin to reduce fine lines and wrinkles, while smoothing and softening calluses. With none of the harmful ingredients found in other formulas, you can be sure this silver cream is hard at work, promoting the healing of your skin. Don't miss out on the new Silver Sol-powered, can't-miss formula. Get the InfoWars Super Silver Cream today.
You're listening to The Alex Jones Show.
It's like a Chinese water torture. I was like, what's on your mind, Chris Tonto Poranto? And he said, I really like your show. I don't do other interviews anymore. And he said, just I don't talk about Benghazi. I said, let me guess. People ask me about it 500 times a day. And he goes, yeah, I just keep talking about it. Especially because they haven't given the dead guys any awards, their families, anything. And they've taken our security clearances and treat us like crap. And Trump is doing nothing about it. Oh, it's a private company, the CIA. We just hung you out there to die, and you didn't all die like you were supposed to, so you don't get your security clearance and your money. We don't just not give you an award. We zip down our pants and piss on you and your family. And I said, man, I'm getting pissed just talking to you about this during the break. He goes, I don't want to get into it. I said, no, just get into it. Because we're not here in a cult worshiping Trump. Just like I'm not worshiping myself. I'm pissed at myself not doing enough. So is Owen Schroyer. And look at him kicking ass. Because that's where you get stuff done. And that's where you win the game. And this isn't some football game. This is our family and the whole shooting match we're talking about. So if you're not fired up, just go serve Satan and get on your knees. And decide you want to be a Brian Stelter. So I got up this morning and I saw this Infowars.com article. And I went and saw other stories about it. Dental assistant. I was a dental assistant once. Yeah. What about dental assistant? I had a good job with a dentist. 6 months made good money with minimal training. But dental assistant fired for expressing support for Trump on Facebook. Yeah, that's how this works. Don't feel threatened by that another American? I mean, that's like taking a big old dagger and just cutting a finger off. We better not talk about how we like Trump. We'll get fired. Well, you might as well shove that right in your heart then. Because what they did to her, they did to me. And that's not some patronizing thing about how I'm a big, sweet, bleeding heart. I'm not a bleeding heart. I'm building nations. You're building nations. We're men. And when people are fired because they support the president duly elected, we got a problem in this country with a bunch of damn authoritarians. She's got a name, Robin Pollock. Wrongfully fired on GoFundMe. Left millions to one of their pedophile chief spies or whatever. Or those people that testify at Trump are like a pedophiles. Well, of course they are. That's the club they're in. Oh, but a young woman gets fired. Oh, we're not going to raise money for her. Conservatives have to start not stepping up to the plate. How about fighting for your life? How about just putting the fight up? I know our listeners, the folks that are putting the fight up, that's why they're scared of you. They're scared of folks putting the fight up. But do you understand what I'm saying? Folks, fighting is not heroic. It's survival. It's not heroic to fight. It's default. And I'm asking listeners for a default position for her and for InfoWars and for yourself. Because if we don't get pissed about somebody losing their job because they support the President of the United States, and if we don't see the people that fired her for that as a threat to everything decent, and little Hitlers in the making, little Stalins in the making, little Mao Zedongs in the making, then we don't deserve the birthright that we've been given. I'm going to stop right there. Dental assistant fired for expressing support for Trump on Facebook, dismissed after posting "Make America Great Again 2020. Wow. You know, I've noticed there's one group they persecute more than anybody. It's women. They could be black. They could be white. They could be a beautiful yellow-boned woman. They could be Hispanic. They could be whatever color they are. They support Trump. The system comes down on them just like black people. And they say, hey, we own your ass. You are on the Democratic Party plantation. You don't support Trump. So she joins us now, South Milwaukee, women assistant, where the Democrats are planning FEMA camps for everybody. This is kind of her own little FEMA camp. She's fired. She was fired from her job after a single person complained. People complained. Let's just get right in. About a pro-Trump comment she posted on Facebook before attending a January 14th rally in Milwaukee. Robin Pollock posted a Make America Great Again 2020 in response to a news story after his upcoming visit. Wow, she went to a political rally. She saw the president. She said she supported. Wow. You know, I better stay away from her because, if I have her on, they're going to get mad at me. No, folks, that's the creed of slaves, but that's how they operate with InfoWars. And that's how stupid they think you are. So thanks for coming on short notice. I guess you're not on your lunch break. You're fired. We'll have you a few segments. You're a real sweetheart. Just whatever you want to add, whatever you want to say about what's happened to you.
Oh, gosh. I just feel like the First Amendment is just completely thrown out the window. You can't even say anything without being blasted nowadays, so...
Tell us what's not in the news. I mean, what happened to you, why you like Trump. You got the floor.
I mean, I like Donald Trump because he's real. He's just blasting everything that everybody just threw out the window. He's bringing it back in and just making, everything... He's making America great again. And I get slammed and fired from my job because a person wrote a review on my work Facebook page, giving them 1 star, and I got fired for it. And I asked them, I said, why am I being fired? And they said, well, because we can't be getting bad reviews on our page. And I said, okay, well, what does it have to do with me? And then at the end of the day, she was like, well, because we just can't be getting bad reviews. She really didn't give me a reason. So I went and did my own research on their Facebook page, and I came to find out it was just 1 review, and this person pretty much called me a racist because I posted on news media. Actually, it was the night before the rally, just to clarify that. And I posted on the news media just saying, make America great again. And, you sit there and you watch all these people that just slander our president and stuff. And I just sit there and I was just supporting our president. I'm proud of him.
I know as a conservative or as a patriot, you're not litigious, but these leftists are so dumb. You don't fire somebody for something they do that's totally legal outside work. So you've got a total wrongful termination. And I'm know we're not vindictive as conservatives. We need to start fighting back, okay? So you need to sue the hell out of these people. Tell us about this dental office so nobody gets close to it.
I mean, honestly, you don't really have anything bad to say from them. They're great people and stuff, but I just don't
see how that works. They'd put you on the street. They'd throw your ass. I get it. I'm the same way. But see, you don't fight like they do. But this is the Red Terror. You understand? The Hitler first got rid of Jews and others' jobs. Then he put them in ghettos. He dehumanized them. Then he took them to forced labor camps. Then he killed them. It's a formula, darling. And I'm not talking down to you. I'm just telling you, you're a good person that just is an American. And
well, I'm a mom, so.
And a mom. Oh, so a mom. So we're going to throw a mom out of her job. How many children do you got?
I have 1 3-year-old.
I just love how you're like, you're just talking to us about your children. No, you're childless. I mean, I'm not putting you down for this, but I'm saying we've got, as conservatives and as other Christians, we've got to stop. Christ turned the cheek at one point when they were trying to set him up and kill him. But there's other times he said, by a sword. I'm not calling for violence. I'm saying these dirtbags have not experienced. They've experienced the leftist rage mobs, the intimidators, and how it was Alex Jones 2 years ago. Now it's a mom who said, I want to make America great again. And they said, your ass is fired for loving your country. That's tyranny. Recognize that as the fraud it is. And we need President Trump to do something about it and say it's wrong. I'm going to shut up, though. I want you to have the floor when we come back. Stay with us. InfoWarsStore.com. We have a new product, and we got several thousand of these in, and they're going to sell out in a few days at the rate we're selling them. I want to thank the listeners for getting it, but this really is got game-changing toothpaste, and it doesn't compete with Super Blue that's fortified with colloidal silver and iodine and fluoride-free, the adult or the children's. These are both excellent toothpaste, concentrates that don't have fillers. People love it. This is a whitening toothpaste that also has the above sea coral calcium that also cleans but also remineralizes the teeth. Then it has the patented silver sol, silver in it to knock out the bacteria that cause gingivitis. Proof you can make claims with this. But I have to tell you, no one has a toothpaste this good for knocking out the bacteria, the viruses, and teeth in a healthy way that doesn't strip away the enamel. So we're really proud of it. It funds the operation. InfoWarsStore.com. That's why we're still on air thanks to you. I spend a lot of time reminding the InfoWars family of listeners and viewers that without you, we won't be on the air. And I spend a lot of time thanking you. But I really think you should thank yourself for keeping us on the air and really changing the world for the better and raising the alarm as modern Paul Revere. Spend more time on is just reminding you that these products are really amazing. You got that pledge from me, but you've seen the third-party products out there, the air filtration, the water filtration. The supplements are all the very best you're going to find out there. And you can't fund an operation anywhere else that's fighting the globalists this hard. So it's not a burden to support InfoWars. It really is something that is good for everybody. Justice and freedom, and makes your life and your family's life, your children's life so much better. So visit InfoWarsStore.com today.
Allergies, dander, asthma, germs, toxins. There are many reasons why we need to think about what is really in the air around us. We may not be able to stop breathing, but we can control what's in the air we breathe. The revolutionary Alexa Pure Breathe air filtration system is a powerful ally in the fight against the dangerous toxins and viruses in the air. Powerful, silent, and effective, Breathe uses a 4-step purification process to help you breathe easier and cleaner. Similar systems could cost hundreds to even thousands of dollars, but the Alexa Pure Breathe air purification is the best and most effective one. The Breathe and Ion Electroponic technology used in the system eliminate up to 99.97% of airborne contaminants. Get the Alexa Pure Breathe today and save big on a world-class air filtration system for your home. Don't keep breathing toxic or dangerous air. Get this special today at InfoWarsStore.com.
You deserve a deep, restful sleep with Knockout by InfoWars Life. Our organic formula is made from high-quality natural ingredients such as valerian root extract, L-tryptophan, lemon balm leaf extract, and melatonin. Knockout packs packs a powerful punch to get you through the night and achieve proper sleep. Millions of people around the world experience daytime drowsiness, but with the rapid speed of life, we need to be able to keep up the pace. Our natural mixture harnesses the power of 10 known ingredients to let your body relax and get the sleep you need. Wake up refreshed and take on the day. InfoWars Life wants to bring you a sleep support formula that goes above and beyond other leading brands at an affordable price. Get the sleep you deserve and experience the power of knockout. Head on over to InfoWarsLife.com and say goodbye to fatigue. That's InfoWarsLife.com.
You're listening to The Alex Jones Show.
It is mind control. Tell Americans they can't support the president. You know, I don't have to line myself up and get upset last second. People are like, whoa, you're really upset. Yeah, man. A mother done nothing wrong, a dental assistant with a 3-year-old child is fired because one complaint on Facebook? That's cowards, a nation of weirdos. Even just a decade ago, the colleges were like the most offensive speech is protected. Now, 2020, it's just a reign of terror everywhere. And the husband's a Trump supporter, divorced him. They don't even know who their kids are, what's going on. That's vicious. That's so aggressive that words don't even describe it. So you're a nice lady, you're well spoken, but you're being timid because I'm a little bit of an aggressive bull here, but I am pissed. So let them have it. I mean, and I know you're being a kind person, and I'm not trying to make you be a mean person. You got fired for supporting the president and said Make America Great Again, and they admitted it was one person complaint. That's super evil. America is the polar opposite, 180 degrees. I mean, we need to point that out as the plague. That's like cancer. I mean, this is so. You're like, oh, I'm kind of timid. I'm sorry. Yeah, we're fired. I don't know why. I still like them. No. Who are the men in your life? Because you need some people to really stand up to these folks. And it just shows how this nation has been. Now, women are fired. Children for their views. I'm ranting here. Again, dental assistant fired for expressing support for President Trump, putting on her Facebook, Make America Great Again 2020. Please, Robin Pollock, tell folks what's going on here. I need to be quiet.
Well, I didn't think that it was going to go this big. I just wanted to support my president and have my freedom of speech and stuff. And, on there, people are just slamming him left and right. And I'm just sitting there and I'm like, well, MAGA. That's all I kept saying is MAGA, Make America Great Again. And they didn't like it, There were a few other posts and stuff that I kind of talked back. People were saying, well, why don't they go to work? Why are they, sitting outside the night before the rally and stuff? And I'm like, they probably have PTO time. They probably want to, retire or whatever and stuff. Well, that's their life. That's their choice. If they want to sit out there, let them. But I'm just so sick of people slamming our president.
How dare you say it's okay to retire? You sit outside. What a value the president wants to make the country great. They don't like the glorification of freedom. And they want to tell you, no one is going to agree that Trump is bad. America is bad. It's a cult. Words don't describe it. You understand? This is the most hardcore tyranny. If we read this in a textbook from Hitler, we wouldn't believe it.
Right. Yeah, and I got slammed. The review didn't even have my name on it or anything, so it came back to me that the office manager called me. She said, we need to terminate you. And I wasn't even in the office. She said that they took care of it in-house. They didn't take care of it in-house. They called me on the phone and fired me over the phone. And when I asked why, she said, oh, because of a bad review. And I was like, okay, was it linked to me at all? And she was like, well, no. And then I went back and I looked at the video.
The Bible quote, I forget what verse or what book. The wicked flee when none pursue. Imagine the left. It's from King James Version, Proverbs 28:1. The wicked flee when no man pursueth, but the righteous are bold as a lion.
Yeah.
the way the left's like, oh, we got one complaint, fire you. It's they ought to move to North Korea.
I mean, honestly, I just was speechless. Like all day Tuesday, I just didn't know what to say. And my friends were like, that's not okay. They can't just fire you because of a review, and then the review doesn't have your name in it or anything, and then they're going to point it onto you because you're a Republican? And I was like, well, what do I do? I was like, I don't know what to do. And they were like, oh, it's so big. So I
don't want to hurt groups, but there's a big major national publication, and the founder of it, he talked to me, apologized for what's going on, but I mean, they're even telling major publications, hey, you got to go after Alex Jones, I'm going to go after you. And it's not like I go, oh no, more people are attacking me. I'm like, wow, more major groups are now selling out, It's like, wow, you're a coward. I mean, where are their instincts? I mean, imagine, you're not even a human. They fire you because you said, oh, there's your baby. Bring your baby in here.
He wants to see you. He heard your voice. He said, you've got a loud voice, Mama. Say hi. Hi.
Hey, what's your name, buddy? That's awesome. You love your mommy? You love God? Yeah, God loves you. You look just like your mommy.
I know we get that a lot.
First of all, what do you want to do when you grow up?
He wants to be like Spider-Man.
You know what Spider-Man's motto is? With great power comes great responsibility. You have a lot of power.
Spider-Man shoots webs, he says.
Yep. Spider-Man shoots before he shoots you. Knowing what the web is, you watch this 10 years from now.
Yeah, right.
So what's your favorite thing about your mommy? What?
What's your favorite thing about Mama? Pink. Oh, he said I like pink.
Mommy's life, isn't she?
Who's your best friend? Mama.
Exactly. She loves you. You know that? She protects you. Okay, bye. I know you talked enough. Thank you. Give Mommy a kiss. All right, I'm ranting here. This is a powerful interview. What job are you getting? I mean, how people contact you? Obviously, probably a dental office that's for free speech in Milwaukee. I mean, they haven't burned it down yet, as Bernie Sanders folks want to do.
Oh my goodness. Well, I'm according on my Facebook, one of my Facebook posts, I was called a Trump plan, and that's okay. I can be on the Trump plan. I'm fine with it. I said, to one of the responses and stuff, I was like, just like the Bernie Sanders plan and the Obama plan. It's all good.
Every word, like they want to change the name of a hall that's lynched because somebody got lynched, like the name's bad. The Klan just means a tribe or a group or a family in Scottish. And so now they're trying to even demonize the word Klan. The KKK said we're a family. So now that the KKK are using a Scottish name for family, now we can't use it. Do you see how they attack language?
Oh, yeah. Well, anyways, I'm a dental assistant. I've been a dental assistant for almost 9 years. I feel like I do my job thoroughly. I don't have them just come back and say to me that, I go above and beyond. I couldn't throw my resume out there or anything and stuff. So, yeah, I would like to be back as a dental assistant, but in an office where I'm not going to be criticized for my religion or my politics or anything like that. So I don't bring that into the building or whatever. I leave it at the door. And if people want to talk about it and stuff, I can agree with them or disagree with them, and I don't care. But like they said to me pretty much, they were like, oh, did you do this on company time? Did you do this while you were on the front or anything? And I said, no, I was sitting on the couch, minding my own business, watching my TV show, and scrolling to Facebook, reading, articles and whatnot, and posting my freedom of speech.
Have you been taught? How about you apologize to Zuckerberg and the people that reported you? Why don't you bow to them and say, can my son have food? You want a bout of them?
No way. No way. I'll be fine. I'm good. I'm a strong woman and stuff, and I'll get through this. At the end of the day, I'm still going to support my president. He's done a fine job, and let's make America great again and keep it great, and keep it on for years to come. And the reason why I fight so hard is for my little one, because it's like, what is his future going to be like? Is he going to be slandered for, what he says when he's older? And it's just unbelievable. I have no First Amendment anymore, and it's very, very disturbing,
Well, I had a feeling that once I got the cork out of the bottle, you'd start really talking a lot. You do one more little segment with us and get back to your son, because I want you to just let it go, talk about what it's like to be a normal person working, and then the thought police are on there, and they find out who you are, and they find out where you work, and then they stop you, and then they make a complaint, and you're fired, and then you're just like, I don't want to go after my employer, and I just try. Yeah. You're right. God loves you.
Well, I'm trying to find an attorney that's perfect for the situation, and I've had a few people contact me, but it's a very, very fine line, because Wisconsin is that state where they can fire you for anything.
No, I get it at cause. They can't do it in a discriminatory way because of your political views. The point is, it doesn't matter what the lawyers do. They can be punished.
Knock on wood, I am not tempting fate. But everybody around the office, especially folks that have worked there a long time, have noticed that I really don't ever get sick. Again, I might get sick tomorrow because I just made that statement. I'm not tempting fate. I'll start that again. I am superstitious when it comes down to that. I'm very thankful to the good Lord for the Constitution I've been given. But up until about 8 years ago, when I started taking next to the products in InfoWars Live, I still got sick every couple of years. And I still get sore throats and things like that. But now that I religiously take the products in InfoWars Live, what I've always told the certified out there, I just never get a fever anymore. It's probably been 3-4 years since I've had a fever. It's just crazy. So I think the genetics and the right products.
InfoWarsLife.com. 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 You go to that URL, it takes you to the subsection of InfoWarsStore.com where you find the 60-plus products where we've gone out and researched what is the best, where we give people the best results. We either private label it or we develop our own with top developers. And folks, I'm telling you, you can see the difference in me, my energy, my focus. I've lost almost 40 pounds in less than 4 months. It's incredible. So do yourself a favor. Try out the products if you've been on the fence. You can't lose except if you don't take action. Because when you buy the products, you're funding the operation. It is always delivering thanks to your support, God's grace, and our action. But you need these products. That's the real reason you want to get them, is because they're amazing. And then when you get great results, please tell others about it, word of mouth. That's how we expand in the face of the NWO instead of imploding. We're fighting to win, and we are winning, thanks to you.
This is WWCR, Nashville, Tennessee, USA, Worldwide Christian Radio. Defending the Republic from enemies, foreign and domestic. It's Alex Jones.
Try to do the best I can. When I tell you some heads are going to roll, somebody's heads are going to roll. And I got a good idea. It's not really mine. So that's what they want. Give them what they want. So let's be real careful. Finding that movie Colors, the Robert Duvall. We're supposed to run down there. Creeping young. Maybe he's right, maybe he's wrong. But we coming from I dance to your tune. 3.5, 4 minutes we have. Other times when we're related to public. You appreciate you speaking out. Countless others get hit on the head with a hammer and they just go away forever and learn how to submit. You didn't.
Well, I mean, I didn't know what to say. I was kind of speechless. I was like, well, I'm so next. And I said that to my friends. And another thing that they pointed out, they're like, you need to, like, this person that wrongfully, like, blasted you and made you lose your job, they were like, you need to put him on blast, too. But he's, like, gone completely MIA.
You think William is third watching us?
His name's William, something Batasti or something like that. He lives in Two Rivers, which is like 2 hours north of Milwaukee. So he doesn't even live in Milwaukee.
Maybe that's a name, you know who it is. Someone's creeping around making sure women lose their jobs to support the president.
Oh,
he's a wonderful person.
He's a real person. He's got a record, a long record and stuff. But I looked him up and I had
all these women. I'm surprised. What a real man.
Yeah, he's got a couple of like conduct and stuff, and he's I feel like he's a manipulator in a way, you know, and just does whatever he feels like, and just, hey, I'm gonna go ruin this girl's life. I privately did message him after the fact that I got fired, and I saw his name, and I went on and I messaged him. I said to him, I said, I want you to know, for your act and what you did and your review, it got me fired. Well, his response back to me was, make America great again.
Wow.
And then he blocked me, so.
Well, he sounds like a really tough guy.
Yeah, I think he just hides behind his computer and just doesn't really want to be an advocate.
Does he not get it physically? Because if I got a woman fired for her job for no reason, I'd feel bad. I'd be scared. I'm like, oh my God. Like screwing women over for no reason is like really bad luck. These guys don't get why they're such losers.
Yeah, my friends are, you know, the one thing that is being said is a lot about the dental office and stuff, Precision Dental, and blasting all them, when at the same time, they should be blasting this guy, too, because if he never made that post or review, I'd still be at work, and I'd be at work right now.
So you're saying, why run the Precision Dental when we should go after and expose this un-American, this anti-human, this anti-free expression, this wannabe slave master?
Right. Well, I think that we should go after both. It's a big deal, you know. I was wrongfully fired because of his review, you know, and it's my right as an American to be able to freely speak the way I want to.
And they don't know to exercise that, and they punch you in the nose. Good.
But they're allowed to do it themselves. And then when a Trump supporter that is all 100% about him.
Hold on, we're back in 60 seconds. I want you to finish that thought. We have another guest. You stay with us. We're right back.
Hey, you there. We have a problem. You see, there is a baby. The mother of this baby is not sure she's ready. The father of this baby doesn't want to settle down. The mother starts to have regret. The father considers leaving town. But a friend says there's a solution. She says to have an abortion. The mother decides to look into it. The clinic assures her it's safe. She's made her decision. She's going to have an abortion. That baby is you.
Friday, January 24th, in Washington, D.C., at the National Mall. I'll see you there. It's time to stand up for the unborn. It's time to speak out for the voiceless.
Big Brother, mainstream media, government cover-ups. You want to stop tyranny? Well, so does he. Live from the Infowars.com studios, Alex Jones.
breaking that down with him and going over it and getting his context on what happened at this latest church shooting where another patriot took out this individual in less than 6 seconds and just got the big award from the governor, which I totally agree he needs to get. We need to honor people that do this and volunteer to do this because criminals and crazy people are targeting schools and churches. It's absolutely terrible. Again, here in just a moment. Finishing up is a dental assistant fired in Milwaukee, Wisconsin for expressing support for Trump on Facebook. You were making a point in closing. We ran to the break, so please continue and finish up what you were talking about, Ms. Paul.
My point is this, is that at the end of the day, we all should be able to still be Americans and be able to have our freedom of speech no matter where we are. I understand that, in a business you need to be professional and, especially in like the medical field and stuff, you can't rant and rave. But, when I'm outside in my own world and I'm not, associated myself with my, professional life or anything like that, I think that I should be able to have that voice to be able to speak, to advocate for people and have my beliefs and to be able to support the president. So it's just really disturbing that this is how our country has become. And my mother's elderly and stuff, and she grew up in the, late 50s and 40s, and she, that was her time, and she's like, times have changed completely. And she goes, because they've all thrown God out the window. And she goes, if we brought God back into the window, our country would be thriving. And the one thing I love about Donald Trump is that he's backing everything that we've thrown out the window, bringing it all back in. And if you say something about it, it's like the end of the world.
Well, you're right. It's not that nobody likes it. It's that you're creating a perception nobody likes it. That's why you got fired from your job for saying you support the president, because they want to intimidate you to keep your mouth shut. If you're not doing it, you're speaking out. Really appreciate you joining us. Where can people get in contact with you, I guess, before you're deplatformed or whatever's going to happen? Hopefully it doesn't happen. More persecution. How do people contact Robin Pollard?
My email is robbiepage433@gmail.com. They can email me. I do also have my Facebook page right now, still up, and a lot of people have messaged me, and I try to respond to people as soon as I can. I was up till like 5 in the morning this morning. Yeah.
What's your name on Facebook?
Robin Pollard. That's my name. It's on, it's all over the media as it is right now, but...
No, I understand. Well, please join us again with an update. We really appreciate you standing up for free speech.
No, definitely.
It was great meeting your son on air.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right, thank you. We'll talk soon. Okay. We've got our next guest on, and I just want to get this out right up front. The state police have put out a report. We put this report a couple years ago. Into people that are into post-human environmental movements and into Satanism and into involuntary celibacy on almost every and mass shootings happened, and Sandy Hook happened, and Parkland happened in 2018, and all that. And also, I said it happened. I didn't just cover the media like the question did, and then they edited tapes to me. I said that happened. I said the police in Dallas letter was confirmed. We had students on the day after. You saw them on Skype. And CNN went, oh, those are fake students. They did what they said I do. So when we try to get guests on sometimes, I had some of the Parkland parents on who write books, and they're like, I'm told not to come on here, but I'm going to do it because I've seen you showing them the guy. I've talked about stories with blanket of 100%. But the media runs stories every day. Jones was reconciling one family. Jones is saying it after. And then they bring back Hillary Clinton and they say, you say, yeah, they say babies and incubators didn't die, and they say it doesn't count. Then they just say ABC News just says that the thing saying that Trump blew up or Lincoln fall into Furnace City. It was not a shootout. It's okay to start. But every time we have mass shootings now, they change the subject from the hero cameras stop it and cut back on the number of dead. Fight this baptism. You have to. I'm saying it currently. I never even said it the way they said it. But they give me my identity, and then they say, you're this person. So we're getting this guest on, and he said, listen, I don't know what you are. My wife does, and she said the Sandy Hook thing. So I just, any chance I can, will explain. That's not my identity. I never sent people after their family. It's a lie. And it's the media saying that in my name. That's not why we got him on. He can say whatever he wants. I know that one of the same crazy in your office, not going to say names, does, and is obviously schizophrenic. He came at that point and said that they would make stuff about people that have died. No, real students are going out shooting people. It's crazy. And there's a state police report. There's an FBI file on it. All this stuff is 99.9% of it is 100% real. Okay? And I want to say that because if I think something's fake, I'll tell you if I think it's fake. But I've learned not to play devil's advocate. Go, well, these folks are saying this because of this, this, and that. They'll take that clip out, they'll put it on the news, and they'll say that. So I'm done talking about it. Everybody says, I don't want to do that about this. What way would stop? You don't even feel it. Stop talking about those kids and how they happen. And I've had people actually kind of slug in the arm. And I'm like, whoa, notice I got a beard now. That was your a lot of context. I'm like, listen, that's the media. I want to talk about what happened up Dallas and Fort Worth. I'll play that clip for you. And I want to talk about how good people the jihadists and we'll take the cars. We don't blame the cars. The media doesn't say, it's truck tactics. No, a jihadist did. But we know not to blame the trucks. We blame the person, but we don't blame the guns. And so the media like they came out and said that I said nobody died, and there was a few articles saying that about the Walmart last year and in Ohio. I was reading their Facebook for Twitter where they said they were incels that love Satan and love burning Jesus. See, that's how they changed the subject. So they want me off the air, so I can't point out who this is. And I need you to understand. I mean, we all grow, we all learn. And used to, I didn't realize how big my show was. And we'll recommend our guests, but I'm still talking guests. I just, everybody about here. There's nothing sacred here. None of it. And I used to follow up the internet. Because the internet said, we don't believe this happened. We follow up this anomaly. And then years later, I found out, well, I think that didn't happen. Those anomalies were false. So then I went and said, hey, stop saying I'm the Sandy Hook guy. I barely talked about it. I think it happened. You said everybody died. You talk about that. You do that to make it my identity, and I hardly ever talked about it. So I want my identity back. And I want listeners to understand it's not about me. It's about how they change the subject. So I guess I'm starting out a little bit in 1 minute. We'll come back to him. Let's not talk about that. That's a lie. That's not real. Let's talk about the fact that men, mainly men, all across this country, every week are stopping shooters who are psychotic demons who go into churches, that's satanic, see, and go into stores to kill people for no reason but attention. So let's get his spiritual view on that as well. Rival attacking churches. But I know when he comes on, he'll get news articles. Man that stopped killer goes on Sandy Hook tonight. And when he experiences it, he'll did figure it out. He's a plumber. But he's all a plumber. Plumbers are smart people around. He'll then understand what I've been through, not as a victim. I'm not a victim, but he'll understand what I've learned so I can go through. Because let me tell you, it's got to be wrong on this video to figure it out. He'd stop the mass killer before he killed more people. Stephen Milford. Right ahead. Please stay with us.
Finally, there's a way for you to get into the blockchain, the hottest financial sector without all the speculation. Now, enjoy a 27% annualized payment each month without the ups and downs of Bitcoin. Seen on programs broadcast on Fox Business News, blockchain data centers offer an equipment leasing program in the explosive digital asset marketplace, inspired by entrepreneurs who sold Bitcoin. The money is in the mining equipment used to manufacture dozens of critical digital assets. Not a security, IPO, or note. Blockchain data centers have a proven turnkey equipment sale leaseback program with a 27% annualized lease payment deposited into your bank account each month. Don't miss this one. Stake your claim today. Call 800-600-3388. That's 800-600-3388. Be signed not an offer to buy or sell the security which requires an operating document.
Fellow patriots, my name is Todd Savage, founder of BlackRifleRealEstate.com. Like you, I was a prisoner of the alt-left sanctuary state until one day I chose to lead my family to freedom. Today we live on a Tacoma 40-acre homestead where we shoot, hunt, garden, and homeschool our children without the tyranny of the nanny state looking over us. If you're ready to flee the city to the freedom of Idaho or Montana, our Black Rifle Real Estate team is here to help. Go to BlackRifleRealEstate.com or BlackRifleRealEstate.com.
Anglers, campers, and survivalists. Get back to nature. Expand your horizons with the highest quality, most versatile, unique slingshot and sling boat on the market at slingboat.com. They're perfect for your bug out bag or storing in your vehicle. Give yourself and your loved ones the excitement and tradition of Slingboat, a new frontier in art food, inspiring modern primitive survival tool. Feel the thrill only at slingboat.com.
You want to break some globalist ribs. You want to crush some skulls of wood. You want to drive I-6 through their abdomen. There's nowhere you can spend money. There's nowhere you can place your money in a fight where it's going to have more power production. Your bang, your buck here gets you great products at great prices that literally the system where the spirit of resistance lives, drive it home to the enemy. And so it's very simple. If you don't want to be slaves and you want to see the fight taken to the enemy, which black folks are doing, you have to make the effort 110%. And I know I need to stay in the fight. I mean, I want to go after the globalists and just believe me, ladies and gentlemen, somebody to convince you and your family. All of our future together, you got a guarantee you keep me in the game, I'm going to bust my ass with everything I got for us, for myself, my family, and your family, because we're in this together. InfoWarsStore.com.
It's either happened to every person listening, or it's happened to someone you know. Everybody is well aware of the fact that most people that end up getting the flu have taken the flu vaccine right before they get it, and they get the worst case of the flu of their life. But still, like concentration camp victims, they line up at the different pharmacies and clinics to get the injections. It doesn't matter that the study, mainline health studies in Canada and Europe, that when you take the flu vaccine, it doubles your chances of getting the flu the next season by lowering your immunity. It goes on and on. Or the fact that the government has the next year's mutation and the flu vaccine has ever even worked. But how do you public health? You keep the Trump hoax going. No wonder we've got one of the worst flu seasons on record happening right now.
The Alex Jones Show.
They need. He fired back. He saw something that just started shooting the individual and drove him out of the church. Another man stayed up there. Texas over here, finalist, Sutherland Springs, Stephen Wilford, and Johnny Lagendorf. And Frank Wilson joins us because we always don't learn about the murders. We always learn about the killers. We always learn about the Harrison Flaibels. We always learn about the Jeffrey Dahmers. We always learn about we all know their names. We know Ted Bundy's name. We know John Lee Gates' name. I hate to say their names, but we all know their names. But we don't know the names of people that just quietly stand up against these murderers as he gets together. So I wanted to get him on just about the world, what's happening, where he sees all this going. Stephen Wilford, we really appreciate you as a fellow Texan coming on the show, and I know people propaganda about it, and that's why I stepped out earlier with the truth of what happened, so you know and others know. But separate from that, not distracting from what's happening and what you've done and what others have done, what would you like to get into first? We appreciate you coming on.
Well, I guess what I have to do first is business. Second Amendment Foundation is sponsoring me today, and that would be SAF.org, and I'd like to also promote my website, StephenWolford.com, StephenWolford.com.
Where do you want to start? Was what happened to you a few years ago, or this newest event, or some left is saying, why are people harming to make you understand it? It's like, why are people harming their son? Without even saying it, will you stop the crazy person?
Yeah. I'll tell you, the only thing that will stop the shooter is when a second gunman arrives at the scene. And it doesn't matter whether it's a hunter gun in the hands of a police officer or another individual like myself. And that's what stops the shooter. It's just another gun coming onto the scene. I appreciate Jack Wilson and his team. I would also like to recognize the two men that lost their lives that day also. They're just as much heroes as Jack Wilson is, because they confronted the shooter and they occupied him.
Talk about that, because people just see the headlines. I remember reading that. That's important. Tell folks what happened.
Well, the two guys first, they were watching the shooter because they have a safety response team at their church. And they already had identified him as we call them JDLRs, just don't look right. And the guy had on a wig and a fake beard and a trench coat. And they were watching him. And when he became aggressive, the two guys that got shot first, they were engaging him. And he was able to get a shotgun out and shoot and kill them both, but they engaged him enough that he didn't shoot any other innocents. And then Jack Wilson was able to step up and make an amazing shot across the room.
Those men are like the Marines that jump on the hangman.
They were honorable men that understood they're going to protect their church community, their friends, their neighbors, and they stepped up and they took bullets. And honorable things.
That's what they agreed to do. That's honorable means you honor what you're going to do.
Yeah, they stepped up, they put their lives on the line, and ultimately they lost their lives. But I will say, those men looked up in the eyes of Jesus, and that's not a bad day.
Well, I tell you, what tears my eyes is I think about how selfish Hollywood is. Have you seen the videos that push all over Hollywood of having women talk about how much they enjoy killing them? They go, I know they're babies, I like killing them, and I'm powerful. It's the opposite. You don't want to talk about yourself. The opposite of those men that die. These people, their selfishness, they wear it like it's a crown, when really it's a big, like Jesus said, it's a big giant boulder tied around their neck.
This is the problem with our country nowadays. When we stop valuing lives, and we have the most innocent lives in this country, undrunk babies, they're innocent, they're beautiful, they're God's gift to this country.
They're total potential.
They are the blessing that God gives us, and we have to stop aborting them as children. And they wonder, because when we were in high school, we came to school with guns in the racks in the back of our truck. And what's the difference between then and now?
Because we didn't have Satanism. We were good people.
The difference is now is we have no value in life. When we can take the most eloquent and abort them, we are not valuing life at either end of the spectrum, because now we have, in some states, assisted suicide for the elderly. ago. That's a perfect example. Those two men right there are heroes just as much as Jack Nicholson.
And they're not black, they're not white. They're patriots, they're Americans, Christians.
They are. And I feel for their families. And I pray for their families. For what a legacy. What a legacy they've left. Their families know what's important in life. And again, they woke up in the arms of Jesus, too. And,
what do you think is driving these Satanists? Like the state police report says they're Satanists. I mean, that's what they are. What is going on with suddenly Satanists are stopping on attacking churches? I mean, this is crazy.
Well, you know, God, the Bible talks about this being a fallen world, and it is. It's a fallen world, and you can't stop evil from starting. I can tell you, men like Jack can stop it for the duration of it.
That's right. You can't stop it first, but you sure as hell kill it.
You can stop it from continuing. And I encourage anybody to go out and get trained to carry a gun. And
that's why they hate the Second Amendment is. Just like Chicago or D.C., they want to have this reign of terror upon us, don't they?
Yeah. And they don't like me because I grab the very gun that they say is evil. I got an AR-15 and ran across the street. They think the gun is evil. Well, it's not the gun. I defended my community with my firearm. And,
well, you know, I'm talking about yourself, but let's go back to that day 2 years ago, almost 3 years ago, when we come back with Stephen Milford. And Stephen, we're going to break in a moment, but give that website out again when you come back on the side. We really appreciate you. It's just amazing. It's just amazing when we turn heroes into bad guys. Well, I don't know if you saw the news, folks. They said the folks that shot the bad guy were bad to have guns. Dallas didn't like settlement.
We can all agree these are troubled times, right? So do you know who's on your wireless network? Whether it's a big company selling your data or a foreign hacker, if you're not protected, everybody sees your information. That's why you need Flash Routers, a custom Wi-Fi router created for privacy. Flash Routers uses a virtual private network, or VPN, to protect your online activity from hackers, trackers, and large corporations. And not just one, but all your devices with one out-of-the-box setup. Plus, Flash Routers also enhances your wireless network performance and unlocks powerful router management tools to let you take total control of your network. Call or click Flash Routers today at 1-866-509-5817 or FLASHROUTERS.com. That's 1-866-509-5817 or FlashRouters.com. Protect your wireless home network today with Flash Routers.
I've got to really hand it to the listeners and viewers of InfoWars. Your support and your help in rebooting Americana as you challenge the globalist system of corporate tyranny has really caught hold, not just here in the U.S., but worldwide. And President Trump's fearlessness when it comes to promoting Americana and basic liberty is amazing as well. He's still lacking on the big tech censorship, taking action against that and some other areas. But trying to end the wars, boosting our economy, speaking out against communist China, Trump's been doing an amazing job. But now more than ever, we really have to realize that we're being targeted because we are effective. And the globalists are beginning to lose their war against humanity in a big way. And so we're going to see some major fireworks out of it. But it's critical not to let ourselves get down when we see all the poison they spray us. That's an attempt to demoralize us. We've got to remember that and stay focused and stay happy. I would thank you for everything you've done for the InfoWar, but I know you're like me. You don't want my thanks. You want victory over the globalists and these devil-worshipping child molesters. You want them off your back and off your children's back. You know what? I'm the same way, and that's why we're on the same damn team. And it's why InfoWars has been delivering time and time again when it's clutch time. Focus the people on taking action globally, because I'm committed to a future for humanity. And I hope you are as well. So thank you in 2019 for standing with us. And I want to thank you for committed to stand with us in 2020 however you can. From the bottom of my heart, from my family, and from the great crew at InfoWars, I want to thank you all because you're part of the InfoWar. And you know that's not just words, that's reality. You have made history. We have made history too. together. InfoWars only has power because of men. We're to inject new music. I love watching David Knight in the morning. I love beginning to host prayers. I love all the other shows we do here. But I'll be honest. We run during the breaks on a news report because I'm sick of hearing ads. So, you think you don't want to hear an ad? I don't hear it. Here's my line. We're barely paid. And I want to expand the base of all those stocks and press. I don't want them to win. So listen, you got this guarantee from me. We sell enough product, we'll have less ads and less plugs. And we'll expand and really give the Marbles run for money. But we've got products you already really need, like DNA Plus and Tube. It'll change your life. Go check out the Turmeric product. Check out the Water Direction, Filtration. Check it all out. This is take action and know. Be part of the second rapid evolution. Be part of Crush the Marbles. You get great products at the same time. InfoWarsStore.com is the umbrella site. InfoWarsLive.com is the supplement. Take action now and fund an InfoWars for your own future.
You're listening to The Alex Jones Show. Live from Austin, Texas, broadcasting worldwide, it's Alex Jones.
We're going to go back to our guests here. And I almost feel guilty that I'm not harping more on what the left and love is trying to cook up in Virginia. I hope and pray everything they do fizzles out. This is the Civil War they're trying to start. Doesn't go the way they want it to go. And I just burn with desire to try to figure out how to stop them. I know you burn with desire. You're either on fire or not. There's no in between. And we're awake. We're on fire. And look at those that aren't on fire and you wish they could join you. They just don't know what it's like. What it means it's on fire is Stephen Wilford. We had Bill on here. We watched him a few times in the news. He's the guy that first got the shooter to ran him out and he got pulled by another patriot we talked about earlier. Johnny Wagendorf here in Texas. And back when they did it, and back when this just happened 2 weeks ago up in the White Settlement, the media focused on 2 things. Why are people armed in Texas? And why the settlement? Well, that just means the guys that found the town said, well, I knew they stayed down the town. White Cliffs, see White Cliffs on the beach. See the ships coming in. The town's White Cliff. You know, when you see it, you see White Cliff. Kind of like, names come from the big fish. First time somebody got there and named it, they called a big ass fish. Then a big fish, or white fish. But that's how they tried to change the subject because they want you to hear about the mass shooters. And you can type this in. Media promoting mass shootings causes mass shootings. They've got hundreds of university studies that hyping it and glorifying the shooters who are always in the cells, devil worshippers, state police report. And I'm just so proud of the state police getting that report out. Our own Paul Laxton spearheaded the last 5 years exposing incels. And it's very exciting. Going back to Stephen Wilford. Stephen, I could ask you a million questions, but you've got the floor. You should take over. What do you want to say about America and about the world and about people blaming folks that take out the shooters, saying, well, you're the problem? I mean, I'm sure you've seen that. How do I think that upside-down logic's going to work with these very same Democrat politicians and all that bodyguards that live in armored fortresses?
I want to mention again that I'm sponsored today by Second Amendment Foundation, and you can go to SAF.org. And
I love those folks. I'm glad because we've got to support the Second Amendment. You're right. How do we do that? That's a good place to start.
Just go to SAF.org and find out who they are and support them. They're a large organization that's committed to backing the Second Amendment and our freedoms. And I want to talk a little bit. You mentioned it, what's happening in Virginia. I'm speaking on Monday in Virginia, and they're hoping to have 100,000 people there in Virginia. There'd be quite a crowd that would speak and be honored to speak to Virginia. Virginia is where it all started. Virginia, the founding fathers.
You want to talk about Austin, which is amazing as well. Let's talk about how it started.
But George Washington and Thomas Jefferson, they were both born and raised in Virginia, and they crafted.
That's right. Virginia ignited the revolution.
Virginia ignited the revolution. The Declaration of Independence was found in Virginia. The Constitution was written in Virginia. Virginia was one of the most important states there was, and blood was spilled of many patriots in the streets and in the farms and stuff, fighting for the freedoms that we enjoy today. And we cannot let that go. We cannot let our freedoms go away. There's been too many patriots throughout history.
I totally agree. We're told America's not exceptional, blah, blah, blah. Why does everybody want to come here? No. We were founded by exceptional people, the only folks to ever beat the British Empire. Period. Not Napoleon, where nobody can beat it. We beat it. We're it. It's not like we're bragging. We're just saying, hey, real plain English. We need to rediscover that greatness. Why do they write it down? Because they fear it. Our fear will enlighten them.
Lexington and Concord, the British were coming, and they had several hundred troops, and they were coming to get a cache of weapons. And they were met by patriots, around 2,000 or better, that just organized in the last minute. They call them Minutemen, and they grabbed their guns and they met them and said, they're not coming to take our guns. And yet the same thing is happening in Virginia right now, where the governor is saying, we're going to outlaw your guns. We're going to outlaw your guns, and we're going to come to your door, and we're going to get it. And there's going to be 100,000 patriots that are at the lawn of the Capitol. Right away, the governor went around, declared a state of emergency so that he could turn around and say, oh, now we won't let you bring your guns when you come to the Capitol. And he has called for the state police, he's called for the Capitol Police, and he's called for the Richmond Police to stand together in riot gear to stop citizens, good guys with guns. He's not worried about the evil people with guns. He wants to stop citizens. Good people, good law-abiding citizens with guns from coming around to the Capitol. But if you turn around and you strip the citizens of their guns, and then somebody radical from the outside comes and starts shooting, that's what the Second Amendment is all about. Your ability to protect yourself.
That's right. Having the capacity to defend itself.
And I want to tell people right now that the good, law-abiding citizens carrying guns, we are not the aggressors here. We're not going to come and try to shoot at the politicians, but I'm going to...
They're already phrasing it as that. They may stage a false flag, which is why I'm not standing with the stage. You have to look at every event to be provocateur. I'm not standing for Captain. The left is provocateur. They can have the leftists go out there and incel and start kicking people and saying to us, how do we deal with it?
I'm going to tell you that we aren't the aggressors here. But if they come to our doors to take our guns, you don't come into my home unless you are the aggressor. And you're not going to come to my house and just expect to remove my guns without permission.
No, I understand what Americans want to recreate 1776. Sorry, go ahead. We're politically recreating it right now. So they want to start a fight in Virginia. Does that make sense? So keep going. I apologize. You said you don't come to my home. I'm sorry.
If you come into my home or if you come into my neighbor's home with violent men and expect to do your bidding, expect me to protect my neighborhood. I always will.
Let me say this. My friend, Stephen Wilford, is one of the heroes that took out the got my girls had Amber ready for war with the redcoats and all that. And I get you. They're coming for guns and houses. We have all the right to say no to that. It's unlawful. The Supreme Court's ruled it's wrong. DC versus Heller. I get it. You're in the legal right side. But I'll tell you, I mean, if they came to my house to confiscate my guns, I'm not going to have a shootout because I know it's a political deal. They said special officers, they're setting me up. They want the war then. I don't fight wars on my enemy's terms. I fight them on my terms. And I don't interrupt my enemy while they're destroying themselves. So I want to answer that question. Yes, they're starting to fight and they're coming with the guns. They're just saying it. And the straight up response is, well, we're going to fight them. Well, let me tell you, the Patriots aren't going to shoot the cops coming to get the guns. They're going to stage that. So let's talk about the real politique. In the final segment of this hour, Matt Bracken, who has wrote a book about this years ago happening in Virginia.
With the day we wear, the environment on our skin is only natural. It starts to crack, to take damage. The wind, heat, water, and age are telltale signs that it's time to start taking care of your skin. With the InfoWars Super Silver Cream, you can keep your skin feeling silky smooth and begin to heal the damages of the world around you. Created with ingredients like coconut oil, vitamin E, and the incredible Silver Sol formula, InfoWars Silver Cream is super beauty, supporting the beautifying and protecting of the skin in a fast, non-greasy formula, small and easily poured. It can support dry and damaged skin to reduce fine lines and wrinkles while soothing and softening calluses. With none of the harmful ingredients found in other formulas, you can be sure this silver cream is hard at work promoting the healing of your skin. Don't miss out on the new Silver Sol powered formula. Get the InfoWars Super Silver Cream today.
The globalists know that I will never willingly give up. I've said it many times. I will never give in. I will never give up, but I could give out. And it's very, very frustrating to see them committing all their crimes against humanity, to see evil running rampant like this, and to know that most Americans have already been silenced in cyberspace, that most Americans have already been shadow banned by big tech, and to know that most Americans feel powerless and don't realize how much power they have by spreading the word about newswars.com, infowars.com, and band.video. And that people are hungry for the truth now more than ever. And that if you tell people, hey, the banned truth they don't want you to have is at infowars.com/show and band.video. So take heart, folks. They've had to censor everybody and shut everybody down because the truth is powerful and they can't beat us fair and square.
I want to talk about Super Silver Whitening Toothpaste because I hadn't tried it except for maybe the last week and a half. And I told Alex, I said, man, this is the best toothpaste I've ever tried. He's like, well, what are you doing just sitting in here telling me? You got to get up there and tell people. And so here I am telling people, Super Silver Whitening Toothpaste is by far the best toothpaste I've ever tried. And I'm 45 years old. And I've tried a lot of different toothpaste. And it's fluoride-free. I think the big difference, the game changer in this is the coral calcium, because after I brush my teeth with this, they feel so clean, and the toothpaste, I don't even like rinse out my mouth after I brush my teeth with this. It feels so good. It feels like good things are happening in my mouth. In fact, I find myself brushing my teeth 3 to 4 times a day rather than just twice a day now, because I like the way it feels.
Life is bringing you a breakthrough in modern medicine. Introducing Polygraph. We have found an extraordinary new, natural way to alleviate seasonal distress symptoms, including promoting clear nasal and sinus passageways, eye comfort, and respiratory function. In the 1960s, researchers in France noticed that people who ate certain sour eggs experienced less seasonal immune and inflammatory responses. They began studying this effect in published trials, and decades later, we now have the fruit of this research, a fast-acting, chewable tablet that helps alleviate seasonal distress symptoms. Pollen Block is natural and effective. It is not an antihistamine. In fact, current research has found that it actually acts by blocking the activity of tryptase, which is an enzyme that amplifies immune and inflammatory responses in the body. Go outside and enjoy the air you breathe. Head to InfoWarsLife.com and grab a pack of our pollen block chewable tablets.
You're listening to The Alex Jones Show. With the truth, and it's time for you to choose a side. You're listening to Alex Jones.
Just as Europe was a Saxon, 600 years before it's all back, the Islamic State, humanity will rise. There's always going to happen. We have to have the world not be buffaloed and just driven into fear, like the wicked, and worried about what people say about us, what they lie about us. Who cares? The enemy lying about good men and women is a badge of honor, and people need to learn that. I know a lot of folks already get it, but when you're being lied about and you're being attacked, if somebody's being attacked in media, you might want to actually check out what's happening. Because most of the time, 9 times out of 10, that person's good. Here's an example. Though she's tried to cover it up, she's tried to get away with it. I mean, she's been incredibly corrupt, saved by the U.S. military. She was a little girl in Somalia, the most helpless country on earth. Policeman rolled his ass backwards. That's it. So sad. Investigators of ICE FBI reviewing criminal allegations against Ilhan Omar. Report says, this Daily Wire, it's up on Infowars.com. Ayatollah Khomeini. Ayatollah says Iran, enriching more uranium than before 2015 deal. We've got a 45-year-old man caught with child pornography. Says he identifies as an 8-year-old girl, so it's okay now. I mean, this is the sickness teleprompter Twitter. MSN reporters keep saying, wow. In Borg-like unison, turns out they're actually leftist-controlled CIA program bots. I've got the articles admitting all of that as well. But going back to Stephen Wilford, one of the folks that went here a few years ago in Sutherland Springs, Texas, and the surrounding areas, he's here with us right now, and he's making a lot of good points about the world, where we are, what's happening, what's coming next. Getting back to Virginia, you're right. The governor's saying, I'm coming for your guns. I'm going to confiscate them. As Americans, we have a right to say no to that. But why do you think they're doing that now? It's because we're politically winning, and they want to trigger a national emergency while the president is in trial in the Senate to try to create such a hysteria he's going to lose from office, not for the false charges, but because of the 25th Amendment and hysteria. What do you think about that?
I don't like to get into conspiracy theories and stuff, and a lot of things happen. I want to know, I want people to know that they need to stand up and stand against tyranny altogether. And we don't need to be the aggressors here. We don't need to be the ones to start this. But,
no, I agree with you. It's not a conspiracy theory. People should go out there. They should be there. I agree. We shouldn't let that intimidate us. 1,000,000,000% to infinity agree with you. I'm saying the left is famous for staging stuff. I go out to events with Democrats. They'll have guys in wheelchairs come up and punch me in the back or punch me or whatever, trying to get me to hit them because they're in a wheelchair. Antifa puts women out front when they're blocking entrance to an event so they can say you attacked a woman and you've got to go through a line. I'm just saying, I'm going to Virginia. I'll see you there. I'll shake your hand. I'm saying, why do you think the governor and the Democrats are so emboldened, so brazen? I don't say brazen, I say emboldened. So emboldened to say they're coming for our guns. After all these years of sneaking around secretly, wanting to do it, their own documents admitting it, now why are they out in the open? What's your spidey sense tell you?
They got elected. And I was talking to somebody, and they said that 30% of Virginians weren't born in Virginia anymore. Said they're migrating down from D.C., Maryland, other states. You know, they cause a problem. You know, they vote and they swing liberal in their state, and then when it's hard to do business and stuff, then they move to another state. They're coming to Texas.
That's right. After they've crapped their nest, they go to the next nest and start pulling their pants down.
Yeah. Don't come to my bed and mess with my bed and do what you did in yours. Your bed's uncomfortable to sleep in anymore because of what you did. You want to bring your business to Texas because we have lower tax rates and you want to employ people in Texas, that's great. But don't bring your attitudes that you have that destroyed your state and bring them into my state and expect the same thing.
By the way, you're politely, genteelly standing on the air. I'm in Austin, so you're lucky where you're at. I drive a big Ford truck. They walk over and literally say, why do you have 4 children? Why do you drive a truck? They get in my face. And, I mean, these people are crazy. I mean, they're crazy.
Tell them it's none of that. That's
what I tell them, yeah. But, I mean, you wait till you run into live cars where you're at, man. It's serious. I mean, they are bossy. They think they own your brain, brother. It's like, you know, the university's ban free speech and stuff, right? Well, that's what it's like in Austin. And I'm not going to say some bragging. But, I mean, my family on both sides was involved with Tonga State, Texas. People ask, why am I in Austin? Well, because my family was here when it was warm. But, I mean, it's California now, bro. It's bad.
Oh, Austin's just far East L.A.
That's a good way to put it. Austin is East L.A. So what do we do about that?
We have to start taking our state back. We have to start voting these guys out. We have to start taking our state back. We've got a San Antonio City Council and stuff that thinks that they can change the element. And they
want to get rid of it and say it sucks. And Santa Ana, a dictator, was a great guy and turned into a racist monument when a third of the folks there were Mexican. Exactly.
They want to take down the Senate town. They want to. I mean,
100,000 people taking on 3,000 people and fighting to the death and killing over 1,000 is pretty tough. I mean, nobody can press on that. I mean,
well, what I think is the point is here is I don't think that a city council should be able to go in and change the Alamo. The Alamo should belong to Texas.
And the question is, why do they want to go? It's not even Mexicans or Hispanics that want it. It's leftists that hate that symbol and want to wipe their ass with it.
The problem is they try to make it looking like the Texas-Mexican War was a Hispanic versus white war, and it wasn't. What about Juan Seguin?
No, it was about being able to own land and not being a peon. And that's what they call it in Mexico. When you're a serf, you're a peon. Peon. It just means slave.
Juan Seguin was a Hispanic general that fought for the Texican side. What the Alamo was about, what the revolution was about, is the Mexicans wanted to settle Texas. And so they gave you a plot of land and said, make it into a farm and clear it out, and we'll give it to you. And you can settle Texas. And then at some point, they said, you know what, we're going to take your land back. You know, after you put blood, sweat, and tears in it, and maybe your father died helping to build that farm and stuff, and you made your life there, and then they said, we want the land back.
No, that's true. But
the Texicans said, you're not getting it back.
I agree, but Andrew Jackson did see it was coming 15 years before, and it was I mean, because there was a few mentions, and that wasn't even him. Let's just say it. People were brought in from Tennessee and Alabama to wipe out because the Comanches were killing all the Mexicans. And they said, well, these guys will kill the Comanches, so that's what we're going to do. And that's it. We killed everybody and got the land. So that's how it works. No, the Comanches, when these they were feared all the other tribes. They wiped everybody out. They killed one woman, children, you name it. We came out, we wiped them out, and that's how Texas got born.
Did you know that there were 14 Virginians that died in the Alamo?
I didn't know that, yeah.
That they sacrificed their life for the fight for freedom for Texas.
It's actually beautiful. There's a big Japanese memorial there, too, because Japanese had a deal where, like, 30 samurais held off, like, 500 dudes and all died and held them off the next 100. It's the same story. 300 was Gallipoli. I mean, it's the stuff. And everybody tries to put that down because people are spending. Let's do 5 more minutes with you, then Matt Ryan is taking over. I really feel like, I'll just be honest with the audience. I enjoy the shows. Everybody calls in for new products. And I enjoy the shows. I barely plug today. We'll go bankrupt, shut down, and keep doing this. But I don't like asking for help. It's like, it's fundamental to me that in my whole life, I can do whatever I want and fight whoever I want to win. But I got to ask your help. And I don't feel, it's not that I think it's bad asking for help. I just don't like begging and just constantly doing it. It's the one part of my life I hate. Literally, I feel about at least 2,000 damn products. Folks are excellent. And we're delivering. I mean, when you can't tell this is the real deal, what is? Just buy the products and I'll declare total war. InfoWarsLife.com. 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 You go to that URL, it takes you to the subsection of InfoWarsStore.com where you find 60-plus products. We've gone out and researched what is the best, give people the best results. We can private label it before we develop our own top developers. And folks, I'm telling you, you can see the difference in me, my energy, my focus. I've lost almost 40 pounds in less than 4 months. It's incredible. So do yourself a favor. Try out the products if you've been on the fence. You can't learn except if you don't take action. Because when you buy the products, you're funding the operation that is always delivering. Thanks to your support and God's grace in our nation. But you need these products. That's the real reason you want to get them. Because they're amazing. And then when you get those results, please tell others about it word of mouth. That's how we expand in the face of the NWO instead of imploding. We're fighting to win, and we are winning thanks to you.
Allergies, dander, asthma, germs, toxins. There are many reasons why we need to think about what is really in the air around us. We may not be able to stop breathing, but we can control what's in the air we breathe. The revolutionary Alexapure Breathe air filtration system is a powerful ally in the fight against the dangerous toxins and viruses in the air. Powerful, silent, and effective, the Breathe uses a 4-step purification process to help you breathe easier and cleaner. Similar systems could cost hundreds to even thousands of dollars. But the Alexapure Breathe air purification is the best and most affordable bar none. The Breathe and the Ion Cluster patented technology used in the system eliminates